Okay, I was waiting for the Zoom thing, and apparently that's wrong. So, to everyone out there tuning in, thank you so much. My name is Dan. I am with Mastermind Adventures, and today we are going to be running a one-shot of a tabletop role-playing game called Michtin's that I have never played before. I don't think anybody in the group has ever played it before, so it's kind of like a first look at this game right out of the box or out of the book, as it were. So I'm really excited for that. We've got a couple of members of our mastermind team. We've got Sarah, who is one of our game masters, as well as one of our programming staff, helping out, develop programs for libraries and rec departments and all kinds of stuff, actually bringing games out to the people. And her forte is definitely tiny little fuzzy creatures. So Michtin's is a perfect fit for Sarah. Thank you very much for joining us. We also have Kitty. She's another member of our mastermind team, also an affinity for tiny fluffy creatures. So they're both very excited to jump at the opportunity to play test this one with us. And we also have a couple of special guests from outside the mastermind world. First, we've got Game Master Dave, who is here. He helps out and does a lot of conventions around the New York City area. You can also find him at gamemastergames.com. Dave, you've been playing tabletop games for what I think you said like 40 years.
Yeah, I started out with some of the original blue box and red box D&D stuff. So I've been playing a long time. And
all right, so you've got a lot of experience to bring to bear to this new game. So.
Yeah, that's fine. I really these days I still play. I'm involved in a Call of Cthulhu campaign right now and a D&D campaign, but I do mostly board games actually these days.
Oh,
but that's
awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. See, I need to do more board games, so we'll have to.
Oh, okay.
Do this too, and then we also have JT joining us from Legacy Arc Games on YouTube. JT, you may recognize him if you tuned into our stream for our New Year's Eve event, the Final Countdown. Thank you very much for coming back and playing with us again, JT. This is going to be very different than battling space Tarrasques.
Yes, I should think. I don't know what the Michtin equivalent to that is, but it's probably here, isn't it?
I Michtin equivalent to a space Tarrasque. That is, I'll have to think a little bit on that.
So like a Rottweiler? I don't know.
Oh, that would be quite terrifying. Maybe a bear. Tarrasques are pretty epic. So for those folks tuning in that have never heard of Michtin's before, the game is called Michtin Fluffy Adventures. And the gist is you are a hyper-intelligent hamster-like creature. It is made very clear in the rules that Michtin's are not hamsters. They are a separate species that lives deep in the forests in uncharted wild areas, and they are protected from human encroachment by a special kind of magic called the Veil. The Veil keeps their settlements and cities completely hidden from humans and the rest of the world, and it also makes sure that when they are out and about, they are not recognized for their true selves. So they do appear, for all intents and purposes, to any human onlookers to actually be hamsters. Even if they're carrying a bunch of adventuring gear, that is kind of hand-waved aside by the magic, and you just look like maybe you have some leaf litter or mud or something. You look like an untidy hamster, but still a normal hamster. All of our players have kind of taken care of the character creation process off stream, so that way we can kind of jump into playing as quickly as possible. So what I'd love to do is go around to each of you and just have you tell us a little bit about who your character is, and then we will kind of set up the scene for our quick little game here, okay? So why don't we start in reverse order of where we went before. So JT, tell us a little bit about your character.
Oh, sorry, I forgot you can't switch screens with Zoom and unmute yourself. Sorry. My character's name is Ranzaki. He is a daredevil, and he is from House Barsic, the most, I suppose you would say, pragmatic, martial, conservationist of houses, and very much the warrior sort. And he's up for anything. He's up for any challenge, and he is here to take the hits for his team.
Outstanding. Well, actually, it depends on how you guys play it, whether or not there will be plenty of hits to take. But I have a feeling you will be a very useful member of this bande. Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about your Michtin? You are muted.
Oh yeah. Oh right. My Michtin is named Treble, and he gets into a lot of trouble because he's an adventurer. He's on the wanderer's path, and actually he is in the same house, Barsic. So he probably knows Ranzaki, and we actually talked a little bit before tonight's adventure, basically saying I think Ranzaki has the idea and just does it, and Trebles is really curious about things, so I think he just follows along. He goes, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's go. So that's about what he's about, and he's the small size.
All right. What is what body type is Ranzaki, JT?
He is wiry, actually. You would think I would go strong, but I thought, no, fighter, maybe agile, wiry.
Yeah, so there's for those of you watching the stream, not only are you, when you're creating a hamster, I keep calling them hamsters. When you're creating a Michtin, they're not hamsters. I have to remind myself. A couple of the things you choose your calling, which is your character class, but they also ask you to choose a house out of 3, as well as a body type, which I think is a really kind of interesting stat to choose, but it makes sense for a rodent. So for those of you asking, I'm not trying to body shame anyone, just trying to figure out what shape their Michtin is. Kitty, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
All right, let's see. Gumdrop is also House Bersic, and she is wiry and just kind of angry little Michtin, with, I guess, the ability to cast spells and such. So yeah, she's annoyed probably most of the time, but I think that about covers it.
I'm sure Ranzaki's headstrong, act first, think later kind of mindset will mesh really well with the very easily annoyed.
Oh, I'm sure.
She's all right by me.
And Sarah, why don't you tell us a little bit about your fluffy adventurer?
Pum Pum. He's a cook and he's round. He's got big cheeks and he's mostly just a round boy. He's a big boy. He's a big round, the size and shape of a softball, with a little chef's cook outfit. And he is
the cook calling, correct?
Yes. Okay. He's got big cheeks.
You're burying the lead here. All right, so this should be, what house is Tum Tum a part of?
Oh, the same. Pum Pum. It's the same house as everybody else.
Pum Pum.
Wow, Barsic was popular.
Right. Barsic is popular, which actually fits the adventure that I have for you guys.
I just didn't want to be the odd one out.
All right, hold on, bear with me 1 second. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and kind of jump into this. If you're just tuning in, this is Mastermind Adventures. We'll call it a play test of Michtin's Fluffy Adventures. And we want to send a big thank you out to Zev, the developer, for kind of hooking us up with the game here. And I definitely encourage everyone to check out the rest of his work. It's Grim Ogre Labs. So the link and all the information is in the description on Twitch. So definitely check it out. We are only going to scratch the surface of this game tonight. There is a ton of work that was put into world building and lore development, and there are so many more callings that we're not even going to touch on. So definitely check the game out. The possibilities are truly kind of endless here. So to set things up for you guys, and this just works out so perfectly because House Barsic is all about conservation. They are all about protecting the natural world and stopping the encroachment of human beings into that world. They tend to be the least likely to view the long legs, as they call them, in a favorable light. So your Bundai, which is what Michtims call their adventuring groups. Your Bundai has traveled far away from the mushroom plazas of Borman, which is one of the main Michtim settlements near their capital, to investigate long-leg encroachment on the lands to the south. Your mission was to enter the long-leg settlement, ascertain their intentions for expansion, and report back without engagement. And that went south almost immediately. After hearing about the makeup of this party, doesn't sound all that surprising anymore. I'm not saying, JT, I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm just saying it was probably your fault. So having been discovered, you find yourselves trapped and, thanks to the magic of the veil, mistaken for common pet store hamsters and imprisoned inside a place the long legs refer to as Smacks. The information you gathered during your initial mission is vital to the local Michtin population, as you discovered that there are plans for a new highway to cut through the wilderness, with construction to begin within the week, that would completely obliterate the southern Michtin settlements. No. The word has to make it back. It is up to you and your Bandai to escape the Petsmax prison and return to your rendezvous point so that you can pass the information along to the rest of the settlement and formulate a plan for how to deal with this. So to give you an idea of what PetSmacks is like, think of any big box pet store you've ever been in, which means it is obnoxiously lit. And the rodents are usually kept in one of those kind of built-in fixtures where you have the tanks kind of set into the walls so you can only see in one side. And you're in one of these with a number of other creatures. You can hear them, but you can't see exactly what is all around. You are not alone in the enclosure that you have been tossed into. There are 4 mundane hamsters in there with you as well. You cannot really communicate with them. They're not the smartest things in the world. But you may be able to get some basic commands or requests across to them with a little bit of doing. You also don't have any of your gear. It was cleaned off you and stripped, and it is in a trash barrel not too far off from this enclosure. So that may get a little complicated for some of you.
What have I got in my cheeks?
That's a very good question. What do you have in your cheeks if you were able, so normally in the game.
I can't say a grappling gun, can I?
I don't think you can fit it. Could you fit a grappling gun in your cheeks right now?
If I was a hamster, absolutely yes, because a hamster's cheeks go all the way. Like if we human beings had hamster cheeks, they would go all the way down to our hips.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. So the game,
but I okay. According to the
game is very
I know
that Michtims cannot have super large cheeks. Sarah did come to me before the game because cheek pouches are apparently pivotal to her character's identity.
Yes, they're very important.
Pouches, but not.
We've got a whole backstory that I'm not allowed to get into.
Not full hamster cheeks. So you
Okay, so
cannot-
how far in my body do they go down? Are they like down to like my
This
waist?
is not. Of course, we're less than like 60 seconds into this game, and I already have to have a detailed discussion of Michtin and Adam.
We're
So
already
here's what I'm going to
homebrewing.
do. I'm gonna have you.
And I don't have a grappling hook in my cheeks. That's fair. That's absolutely
Yeah, I
fair.
don't think you have a grappling hook. I will say anything that, as a human being, you could fit in your pocket, you can have in your cheeks.
Okay.
And you know what? I will also allow the rest of you to come up with one piece of gear
That
Like-
I shoved into my cheeks.
that you
That
were
I-
able to save or
I feel
hide.
like they were coming after us, and I was like, "Quick, guys, give me your stuff!" I just like shoved them into my cheeks.
Sure. So come up with one piece of
Alchemy.
So Sarah, what gear did you manage to shove in your cheek?
That. I've got a knife
A knife? All right.
that's been in its scabbard, okay? Because otherwise it would
Okay.
hurt.
Yes, it would.
How about I gave her a rubber band?
Rubber band. All right. JT.
Well, I think my sword might be a little dangerous. I may have hid my cloak in there, my ironwood cloak.
That's a good one.
Okay. Kitty.
It's very damp now.
As
It
much as
still does the
Gumdrop
job.
probably dislikes Pom Pom, I'm going to say, I guess her cloak, because she has a spider silk bouncy cling to wall cloak, and
Okay.
as much as she is going to be
it is now
affected by
damp.
this. Yeah.
So everyone's gear is gooey, but you are not left completely helpless inside this tank.
All right, I'm gonna go talk to the native wildlife. So I'm gonna go over to the hamsters.
All right, there are, like I said, there are 4 of them. 3 of them are curled up. It's middle of the day at this point, so they're curled up inside their little plastic fake castle nonsense that people like to put in hamster tanks. That's the translucent pink ones.
I will visit them.
Curled up in a ball, and then there is a wheel as well on the other side of the tank that has one very large hamster in it.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the ladies in the castle.
Okay.
Hello, ladies. It is I, Pum Pum. I have come to rescue you and to serenade you with the small ukulele that I fit in my cheeks.
They look at you with what can only be described as blank stares. They don't understand a thing you're saying. They are just mundane hamsters.
Ranzaki, Pom Pom plays pretty good.
They're sniffing at you and then go back to sleep.
I got my eyes on the big one in the wheel. I think that's the boss. I think that's the boss, Trouble.
Okay.
Well, let's find out. Gumdrop's gonna go up and give him a swift kick in the rump.
Is
Get
this an attack or a let's get his attention swift kick in the rump?
It's definitely just to get his attention. Like, I'm already sick of being in this hamster cage with everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you give him a swift kick in the rump. The wheel kind of twitches forward a little bit and then settles as he wakes up. He looks at you, hisses, baring his very large front teeth, and then swipes at you to knock you away.
Hey.
Let me roll some dice here. Should have had a dice roller up already. Tisk. Bad GM. So are you? Let's see here. All right. So he definitely succeeds in swiping at you.
Rude.
You don't take an injury. You are just knocked away. It was more an annoyed swipe. He wasn't trying to hurt you. After all, he may decide that he wants to mate with you later and would like to keep you healthy. But your fall is cushioned by the very soft pine shavings inside the tank. And then he, like a big lump, goes back to his midday rest.
So offended.
Is there anything to climb up? Like here, you have the device, the house or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that get us close to the lip of the cage? And what's above us? If you is there like a metal grate?
So above you there is a it looks like a smooth plastic lid.
Okay.
And a single light bulb, which there is a little bit of a gap between the light bulb. The little plastic castle won't really get you within reach of the ceiling, but the wheel would. The wheel is occupied.
I think Pum Pum's having a snack.
The food here is great. Look at this. There's a whole bowl of seeds and pellets.
Yeah, but
you guys, why do we have to leave again? Oh, this is great.
Are you kidding? This place is hell. This place is a prison.
There was something about a highway, whatever that is.
Oh yes, the long legs are gonna make the whole ground flat and garbage and uninhabitable. And then they'll take their death machines and ride across them. That's where we have to escape to protect the realm. But first,
none of the others know.
Oh, there's such good food. Oh my gosh, have you seen these pellets? They're incredible.
The water's really clean too. It's fresh. They just changed it.
La, 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 la.
Suddenly, you are all kind of startled by a very loud banging as a juvenile long leg taps on the glass of your enclosure and kind of sticks its face up to the tank.
By the spirits, humans are ugly.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a tiny little middle finger. Done with this.
Look, Mommy, that one's waiting.
Treble moves behind Ranzaki. He's a little scared.
I want that one, Mom.
Oh, great. They're picking us off one at a time.
Wait, do we understand Longleg's speech?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'm going to go kick the big fat hamster again so that he does something more interesting than my waving the middle finger.
I mean, he's going to attack you again.
Okay, no, but I know he's going to attack this time. So, no, he's probably too fat to just kick the wheel. But, all right, I'm going to grab a pellet from Pom Pom.
You can make an evade roll.
Wait, can I just grab a pellet from Pom Pom and throw it at his head?
Sure, I guess.
I have a knife in my cheeks, so if you want to stab him, you can do that.
This will make an exciting trip for the young fella.
Stab the child.
Stab the child. The hamster bit me.
This game suddenly got dark.
If you attack the hamster, the large hamster unprovoked, that will be a sin against charity. So one of the minor, like the middle sin in charity is harming a being.
I mean, will he be harmed if I throw a pellet at his head?
No, not if you stabbed him, he will be. If you throw a pellet at his head, he definitely will not.
All right. So I'll take 2 pellets. One, I'm going to throw at his head, and I'm going to be ready the other one because he's fat. So hopefully he's going to want this other pellet when I'm done.
Okay, so
hopefully he's hungry.
Make an attack roll. So that's anger. So is your how many dice do you have in anger?
Oh, anger is my top one. Let's see. I have 5.
All right. So the way that accomplishing most tasks works in Michtin is any task that you want to accomplish is associated with an emotion. It can be either joy, love, grief, fear, anger. And the standard kind of difficulty or challenge rating for most actions is 7. Now, if you'd like, you can roll all 5 of those dice to accomplish your 7. Or if you feel confident, you can set any number of those dice aside as mood tokens to use later. So if you think you only need to roll 3 dice and you want to set the other 2 aside for a particularly difficult roll later, you can do that.
All right. I will roll 4 and set 1 aside.
Okay.
All right, I got my blue rose dice, so let's see. 1, 2, 4, 9.
9. All right. Yeah. So you manage. Where are you aiming on this large hamster?
The facial area.
The facial area. All right. Yeah. You nail him. You pop him right on the nose, and he wakes up very quickly, and kind of looks around because hamsters can't really throw things. So being hit by a projectile is not something he immediately associates with anyone else in the tank. He's just very confused right now.
Fabulous.
Still inside his wheel, but active in the wheel looking around.
Is he looking in our direction?
He is. He is looking in the direction that the pellet came from.
Does he have any interest in the pellet that hit his face?
It does. It kind of bounced off of him into the shaving, so he's a little bit dazed. You woke him up by throwing something at his face. If I threw a candy bar at you while you slept, you probably wouldn't immediately go to eat the candy bar.
Which is a bummer because I'd want to. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna like burrow down in these lovely pine shavings then and hope that he does something interesting and that the kid goes away or has mean parents or something.
So nothing else seems to happen outside the tank after you heard the child.
Mom said hamsters are too hard to take care of.
Yeah, he may be off trying to find mom. Mom and him may be off trying to find an employee. I'm not saying they're not going to come for you, but nobody seems to be watching right now.
Ranzaki, shouldn't we be climbing up the wheel to see what we could do up there?
Well, all I see up there is light. You see a door or something?
Can we sneak through the hole by the light? It might get hot, might burn our fur.
Oh, yeah, it might, but, well, it's worth it. But how to get up there?
If somebody's got a particularly high joy, you could make a detect roll.
Oh, that's Treble's got a 4. So detect what? Detect that if it's possible to
yeah, just to kind of get a better idea of what the construction of this tank is like beyond just the cursory glance you gave it before.
Yeah. Treble's always curious about everything, so I'm gonna look around and scurry around into the corners and see what I can find.
All right.
And look up atop, see if we can figure out if we can get out of here.
Sounds good to me.
So I've got a 4 in joy. So I have to get 7, right? 7's the base number.
Right.
But if I keep 1 die back, I can use that. Well,
So that'll give you a mood token. So you can, depending on your personality, you can have a certain number of those.
Okay, at adventure, I think I can have 7.
Right. So in which mood, you know?
Okay.
I think it make it, but basically what it does is a mood token, either as long as you hold on to it, it allows you to add 1 to your roll. So if you have 2 mood tokens, you can add 2 to the total of your roll. It makes future rolls easier.
And that's for future rolls. Okay, so
right. And you can also spend them to get an extra die. It goes away and you lose that +1 benefit, but you get a whole extra die. So you get a chance for up to +6 to a roll.
Got it.
Really difficult.
Okay, cool. So I would like to scurry around, check out what is here, and I'm going to hold 1 die back. I'm going to roll 3 dice.
All right.
Now, I'm just going to roll. I got my D6 right here. That's fine.
Yeah, I trust you all to just roll.
So I got 10. I got 12. Now I rolled 1 6 out of that.
So if you rolled 1 6, actually, hold on one moment. I may have made a mistake with holding them back.
I seem to remember that might have been true.
Yeah, a 6. I believe if you roll a 6, the 6 is what's going to give you a mood token.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it.
Let me make sure here.
Yeah, 6 does give something good, I think.
It gives something.
Yes, every time the die comes up showing a 6 on an action roll, the character gains a mood marker of the appropriate type.
Okay, great. Okay, so I
have up to 3 mood markers at any time.
Oh, okay. But since I'm an adventurer in the Wanderer's Path, I know I can have 7 joy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess what'd you say? 3 or 4 in each?
Yeah, three at any time. Yeah.
Okay.
And I know you can hold. I know there's a benefit to holding dice back. Hold on. Again, for those of you watching the stream, bear with it. Like I said, we're kind of play testing this game. It's new to all of us.
Yeah, I have it open too.
There's quite a, the rule book is fairly robust. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't sets aside 2d6 to gain 2. So setting aside dice is for specifically for attacking.
Okay.
So you set aside.
Oh, right. You get more hits.
You can add those onto your hit.
Right. That was it. Okay. So then I succeeded regardless.
You succeeded regardless and got a mood token.
Yep.
In joy for the 6 that you rolled. So
sounds great.
There was no reason for you to hold back those dice
okay.
at time, but luckily it didn't cost you a success. So
okay.
And being moral creatures that we Minchkins are, I will of course help Treble. I will give him a boost when he wants to get a closer look at the ceiling of the tank.
I believe my cook powers can also help give him an extra die. I'm just looking up the rules now.
Wow.
I have to make up a little snack for you though with the.
Well, you've been offering everyone seeds and bullets.
They're all sort of damp because it's all in my tweaks.
Well, I don't think I even need an extra die at this point. I mean, even before I rolled, I had 4 dice.
You've already rolled it. That's fine.
Yeah. So you're able to get with Renzaki, especially, kind of giving you a boost to kind of get a better look at the edges here. You notice that the plastic of the ceiling is split in half, a small seam. So it looks like the back half might lift up so that they can access the hamps, change bedding, add food, things like that. And there is also where the light bulb is, it looks like there is some space around there as well. Might be a little difficult to squeeze past it, especially while it's on, because it is very hot. But other than that, it looks like you may be able to squeeze your way through there if you can get up high enough.
All right, guys. I think the best way to get out of this is to entrance a child to get them to open it. Open up the cage.
We could throw pellets at the kid's head too.
Yeah, we could stab the child with this knife that's in my cheeks. And then the child will drop us, and then we will be free.
Oh.
Listen, I love swords as much as the next Michtin, but no on stabbing. Here's a thought. They've got to reach in here to give us food, to change the ground, things like that. When they reach in, we all just at the same time jump on, bite them, whatever we have to do, and hopefully they pull our arm out in surprise and we're all out.
Go up the sleeve. Into the pants.
All right. Is that a plan that the rest of you see merit in?
I mean, this cage is clearly designed to keep us in, as we are highly dangerous. And it's clearly, there may be this strange false sun above us, this incredibly entrancing round exercise machine. I kind of want to try it, honestly. I mean, this wall right over here that we can see through, but it's hard. I mean, this place is very interesting. I don't know
You're
if we're
not
gonna be able to
so
escape.
the Michtins do have access to like a decent level of technology. They're
I know. I'm just being facetious. I'm
okay. I'm like, this is not.
Touch.
So I was serious about trying to try out the wheel. I want to give that wheel a go.
You have to get the large hamster out of it in order to do that.
Excuse me. Hello. It is me. Pub.
You're gonna get. He's already up and agitated. Are you just gonna walk up to the large hamster?
I would really like to run in the wheel, please. Please?
He stares at you again, kind of blankly.
They don't speak our language.
Well, I mean, that's not always the case. I did read about Saint Cuthbert of Tim.
You're getting swiped just for that attempt at a terrible name. You're getting
He
swiped.
ministered to the hamsters and taught them our language. Tim. He was a kind hamster. He ministered to the other hamsters. He taught them our
He
language.
is already angry, so he is going to attack you, and he's trying to hurt you because he's still upset that his nap had been interrupted.
Quick, get the rubber band. Let's wrap
You
him
can
up.
make an evade roll
Okay.
in your fear dice.
Wait, I also still have another pellet. Like when he goes to attack her, to attack Pom Pom, can I throw the second pellet?
Sure, you'll have to make an attack roll and beat a 12 to kind of time it that well. So I'm going to boost the difficulty rating.
Somehow I think Dan didn't think that this is gonna happen.
Oh no, I've played enough with Sarah and Kitty that I had a fair idea that this is going to become a thing. So, Kitty, why don't you make your attack roll first?
Oh no, I don't want to attack him. I want him to eat it. I want him to see this as a choice piece of.
I thought you were throwing it at him.
Like throwing it to him because I'm making a lot of assumptions about this poor man.
That is not going to do. Sarah, you're still going to have to make an evade roll.
All right.
He can hit you and then eat afterwards.
Okay. I got a 6.
A 6. So you were not able to evade. You
Can I declare a reflexive action?
Sure.
Okay. As a daredevil, I can take the hit for her.
Oh.
All right.
I will. I will dive in the path of the terrible hamster.
All right, let me check something real quick here in the rules to make sure that I'm not harming you unnecessarily. Ah. All right, so it looks like this is going to be, trying to figure out the type of wound here. Okay, so you being hit gives you 1 wound token. Oh, between 1 and 4 wound tokens. Every hit creates a different wound. Sorry, just trying.
Hopefully he wasn't swinging to kill.
No, he definitely wasn't swinging to kill. So I'm going to say, yeah, you take 1 wound token from that. You're knocked back. You don't land. You're knocked into the translucent pink plastic castle rather than the nice soft pine shavings.
Here's
he actually gets out of the wheel to continue to stalk you. Doesn't like your attitude. And
Jump
you
in,
say,
Pum Pum, jump in.
It's a rules question for you.
Sure.
I have 2 points of physical armor from the cloak. Does that alter the wound thing?
I believe that it does. Let me check here. I should have taken better.
We're all learning here.
You have an ironwood cloak, right?
That's right.
So yeah, so that's physical armor 2. I don't really.
I must confess, some parts of this I was winging it.
Yeah, I said having not chance having to learn it from scratch, and then also I'm realizing how many things I should have taken better notes on. So
slow down, Pum Pum. The wheel might come off the thingy.
You gotta try this. It's so much fun.
That's
I've
okay.
never had so much fun. Come on, join it. Get in.
I am really curious about stuff, but I don't.
Come on, get in. I'll give you a ride. You can go all the way around. I'll run.
Pum Pum, that
You
looks like
hold
a
on to one
torture
end.
device.
I'll hold on.
Pum Pum, maybe they're creating electricity.
That's a great idea. Oh.
So
one day when I have my restaurant, my dream, then maybe we could run all of the burners on running on the wheels.
So every time, JT, every time an action succeeds, that's when it takes damage. So I believe that your cloak would reduce my roll by that number of points. So that would reduce my roll, but my roll would still be above a 7. So you're still going to take that damage there.
Okay, so I'll just say, hey, back off, pal. And I'm just gonna sort of, I'm not very big, but I'm gonna sort of just, puff myself up to him and make it known through body language if he's not quite catching our Michtin language. Don't do that.
Trying to think how he's gonna react to that.
I play my ukulele and just be like, shut up, stop being a bastard, calm your hamster body.
Does not
go snuggle with the lady hamster.
You are just making noise as far as he is concerned. He does, however, kind of stop and look between Ranzaki and Pum Pum, because he's not sure who's annoying him more at this point. So he's a little distracted by the two of you.
Wait, while he's distracted, I want to run back in. We already got our, hang on, Doodle Face. We already got our stuff out of Pum Pum's cheeks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, whatever gear you had in Pum Pum's cheeks.
Okay. I have my damp cloak on, but yeah, I want to run up and
Oh yeah, the cloak.
well, the fat
Oh.
hamster is focusing on the two of them. I want to run up and touch him because I don't think I need anything as a witch to do hexes, right?
I don't believe
just
so.
touch him. All right,
Yeah.
so I want to touch him and lay a, let me double check this. I guess a baleful hex on him. So suddenly harmful magic bursts through the cursed seal. It'll attack the target when a trigger is met, and I get to pick the trigger. So if he touches one of them, then I want him to get attacked.
Okay, so it's a delayed effect.
Yeah.
That's
Or I guess if he like even moves at one of them with aggression, then
okay.
Yeah.
And since you put the caveat on there that he has to move towards one of them with aggression, I will say that would not count against you as far as hurting a being, because you're doing it in self-defense or defense of one of your comrades. So so you touch him,
Yep.
hex him, so that if he makes an aggressive action towards either Ranzaki or Pum Pum, he will suffer the effects of your hex.
yes. But
luckily-
I know I didn't say myself. So I have my spider silk thing on, which means I can just bounce onto the nearest wall and cling to it if he tries to turn around. Because my like
and he will. You going up and touching his butt while he's already anxious and ready to fight, he definitely turns on you. So go ahead and make an evade roll to jump onto the nearest wall.
Gumdrop, climb up the wall, escape.
What
Oh,
is-
and while you're up there, lift the lid.
Oh yeah. What is the dodge or
That's
evade?
brilliant.
So evade is fear.
Oh, fear. Let's see.
So you are going to
Oh well, I didn't pick well in that one.
you roll against the enemy's attack. So I will roll my attack again, and you go ahead and roll your evade.
Wait, can I, that one dice that I set aside before for mood dice, that adds like +1 or something, right?
So that was me mistakenly interpreting the rules wrong.
Okay.
Die you set aside before doesn't actually do anything, but
Well, at least you're honest.
any sixes during that first roll.
No,
No, then you do not have any mood tokens.
okay, that's fine. All right, I'm rolling. I'm probably going to, this is, oh, so sad. Do I say first or do you?
No, you tell me what it is, and I'll tell you if you beat my attack roll.
I'm sure I didn't. It's a 1.
How? Do you only have one die in fear?
Okay, I made him
Apparently.
very angry, Michtin, and
Oh, that was not
shut up.
all right.
I didn't.
Luckily for you, though, you are going to take one wound token.
Mhm.
You are still batted in the direction of whatever wall you intended to climb.
Whatever the nearest one is.
Yeah, so you are knocked up against the far wall, so not the one that looks onto the floor of the pet store, nor the one on the back, but you're on one of the narrower side walls. About 3/4 of the way up, he took quite a swipe at you.
From failure comes success.
Yeah, you get what you wanted. You just also got hurt doing.
Now I'm angrier.
Climb up the wall. See if you can lift the grate or the cage lid or whatever it is.
I guess after I recover a little, I will grumblingly start my way up the wall.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't take you very long. So your cloak allows you to kind of Spider-Man up walls and things like that. So yeah, you're able to make it up there, and the assumption was that the tank is high enough that hamsters aren't going to be able to climb the sheer face of it. So the top, it's not particularly heavy. It's not latched or anything. If you make it up to it, you can definitely push it up enough to squeeze yourself out of the tank.
Is there, once I get up there and squeeze up, is there a place where I could, I don't know if we can like give gear to other people, but is this a thing that I could just take off my cloak and throw it down and just wait?
I don't see why not.
That's a great idea.
Fabulous.
Ranzaki, you go first.
Yeah, so I will just balance on the edge and try to keep a lookout while I throw it down.
All right.
You sure you don't want to go first while I keep my eye on this guy? I don't trust him.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Are you sure you don't want to try out this wheel?
Pum
I am
Pum,
finding it quite entertaining.
That looks like too much work, Pum Pum.
Pum Pum, I think that's a torture device. Get off of it.
Okay.
I think it creates the electricity for the light.
All right, so who's climbing up next?
If Pum Pum isn't Treble will.
All right.
I'm so round. I'll give it a try. I might need some help. I have tiny little legs and mostly round.
Can we tie the rubber band around Pum Pum and then
Slingshot.
Yes,
Like
yes,
shot
you
her up.
definitely can.
put the
Pum Pum is
spider?
male, by the way.
Spider
He's a
cloak
boy,
on.
Pum Pum.
I was thinking I would put the rubber band around Pum Pum, put the spider cloak on, climb up, and then me and Gumdrop would pull Pum Pum up using the rubber band.
Okay. I think that is a good idea, I think. So
Hopefully it doesn't break.
Wait, maybe I can use the wheel somehow. We can use the wheel as with the rubber band to create some sort of engine.
To fly,
I
so we
don't
can
know
fly to
that
the pet store.
a single
Attach
hamster
the
wheel
wheel-
and a single
attach
rubber
the
band.
rubber
I don't
band
know.
to the water bottle over there.
I don't think you're qualified, Pom Pom. You're a cook.
I think the long legs watch this game called show called MacGyver. Well, we can Michtin it. We can Michtin this wheel and rubber band.
Yes, so we take the rubber band, stretch it all the way around to the water bottle. All right, because you know that great water bottle where let me just get a little drink first.
I
And
think
then
you've
we'll
all.
stretch it, and now we've got a little. And now I'll run, and we've got a little ski lift. Like you can hold on to
I
it.
don't think that's not how that works at all. I
Pum Pum.
appreciate where you're going. And if it wasn't so blatantly flying in the face of all laws of
Physics.
No, I'm
and-
trying to
and
picture.
mechanics,
Okay.
I would rule of cool it, but
All right, wait a second. Okay, so
That's-
here's the cage, right? Here's the
Okay.
little igloo. Here's the igloo. Here's the wheel. Here's Pum Pum. Here. All right, there's Pum Pum.
okay.
Gumdrop is up here, right? Where? Yeah, like
Yep.
here.
Mhm.
And the water bottle, I assume, goes like this, right?
Sure.
Like if here's the water bottle outside. My
Yep.
idea is to attach the wheel to the water bottle here. And then all the other hamsters can hold on to and then I run.
So Sarah, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. I will point out that you guys have an item that allows everyone to almost effortlessly climb the wall of this tank, except for you because you chose to be a fat round hamster. The only one that needs help.
Pum Pum. Let's just go. Let me just tie this rubber band
So
around
Pum Pum
you.
is like telling you this like Charlie and It's Always Sunny.
As-
He's got like a
as
whole
you are
diagram.
explaining
And then
this,
everybody's like, no, Pum Pum, we're just gonna
Treble has already climbed the tank and lowered the rubber band down to you.
And I get it. I'm like, it could have worked. It could have worked.
Pum
Don't
Pum,
eat it.
just escape.
Don't eat it, Pum Pum. Just grab onto that.
Okay, so I'm up there now. Now what?
Yeah, they lower it down to you. You are able to and get pulled up. the large hamster, very confused by the fact that you guys are climbing the walls. And since Pum Pum, you were one of his initial targets, he is going to make a leap for you.
I'm gonna grab his hand. I'm gonna be like, "Come with me if you want to live. I'm gonna help you, buddy."
I'm gonna have you make a jolt. So make a joy roll.
Okay.
And as long as you beat 7, you can jump out of his way and grab onto the edge of the tank there.
Okay, but what if I want to help liberate these other hamsters from this cage? Like, what if I just instead, because I feel like according to the Michtin rules, right, not refusing to help is a sin. And Pum Pum is a very helpful hamster. And I'm willing to take a bite if that means helping this little guy out.
Okay, does the large male hamster with access to unlimited food, his own comfy sleeping place, and a private harem seem like the type of creature that needs help escaping his current situation?
He could be bored.
Well, then maybe I want to help the lady hamsters out of here. You know, maybe
hamsters are domesticated. They do not survive in the wild.
But would they survive in the walls of a pet store?
These people are primitives, Pum Pum. Make your escape.
According to the
Fine,
legend,
Sarah, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna railroad you. If you want to try and save these hamsters, go for it.
Wait,
I want to liberate them. I want to minister to them. I want to speak to say
they don't understand you. You are the type of person that just hangs out in a field talking to cows.
I do that a lot.
I'm aware.
Wait, was that leap aggressive? He was trying to get her, right? Trying to get Pum Pum. So he is going to activate the hex either way.
All right. So how does that hex? Does he just take damage from it?
No, it says it's an attack, but that the baleful hex will attack your target when the trigger is met.
Okay, so make an attack roll.
It's anger.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll, and I assume it'll be a baleful wound.
Okay, let's see. So it has to be over 7, right?
Yep.
We're way over 7.
All right.
Did you get any 6s, like natural 6s?
No, sadly.
Oh.
All right. So I'm going to say that this was a binding wound that your baleful hex imposed upon him because he was kind of jumping, leaping aggressively. It has given him 2 wound tokens and also impaired his ability to leap or sprint.
All right. Can I tell the lady hamsters? I want to take a sunflower seed out of my pouch of my cheeks, and I want to say, like, "Come on, guys, let's be free. Let's leave. Leave him."
So are you doing this while you're in the?
From my rubber band swing.
Okay, yeah, you hold out the seed. The female hamsters did come out of their little translucent pink castle in order to see what all the ruckus was about. They watched the large aggressive male jump at you and then kind of fall back suddenly and scurry off to inspect his hindquarters, which were magically imbued with a searing pain. And your offering of a sunflower seed is quite enticing to it.
Can I roll love for this? Because I want to free them, and I also might want to, teach them the ways of the Michtins and have them join our society.
That Michtims are a different species. You can integrate hamsters into your society any more than you could convince a horse to be a good roommate. It's just not.
Horses have personalities too.
I was about to say, I
that's
would
true.
love a horse.
So love is primarily used to heal wounds.
I know, but I want to heal the wound of their sadness of being.
What are you trying to do?
Wound of their boredom.
What are you trying? What are you
Their
trying to
mail.
accomplish, Sarah?
I'm trying to accomplish them to like me, to join us, and to join our party. I want these 2 lady hamsters on our team.
Trying to start a revolution.
They start their own revolution now. We just hurt their leader, and he's
Yeah,
down.
we
now.
just
If you want-
like. I'm sorry, Dan.
Now they can take.
I know.
over
I'm trying to
if they
think of a way to let you roll. There really, as far as I know, there isn't really a mechanic for like charisma.
But love. I mean, I feel like I have all my points are in love. So
Let me double check here. Let me.
love
check.
is like curing, right? So maybe I could just
because
Is there like
if
convincing?
this was something. If this was something that we were playing around the table, I would probably be a lot more permissive.
It says, okay, but according to the rule book, which I have in front of me, it says helping others is the purview of the love emotion. And so this is just, it's a helpful act.
That is fair. The charisma, the type of charisma you're trying to bring to bear is definitely more along the lines of the bard's calling. So
I'm not a bard though, I'm a cook. And I have a sunflower.
I understand that. That's why I'm saying I don't know that this will necessarily work.
The last time I had sunflower soup, it was really good.
I'm willing to let you roll love. I'm willing to let you roll
Thank
love.
you. Thank you.
But you are going to have to, this is going to require an 18.
Okay.
Some
All right.
some of my friends
first roll.
some
Three.
oh
Second roll. 2.
No, just roll them all and tell me the total. What were you saying, Dave?
I was saying some of my friends are chatting in chat, and one of my friends said hashtag free the female hamsters.
All right. I've got a 15. So that's a failure. I'll take the failure.
Yes, that is a failure. One of them is, like I said, reaching up to get the sunflower seed from you. If you wanted, you could grasp the hands of this hamster and try and
absolutely. Yes. 100%.
But, okay, that.
And in fact, I'm so round that it pulls me off, and so we're both just like bouncing, like we're but the grasp of our hands.
Well, let's start with why don't you make a joy roll to grab hold, and then Treble and Gumdrop. I'm gonna have you guys.
I got a 4.
So that is a very loose grip that you have.
Because I rolled 2. Like I have my stat is like I have a 2 in joy, right? So I roll 2 dice.
Right.
Yeah. So I got a 4 because I do have only time. My arms are very, very small.
That is fair. Treble and Gumdrop, I'm gonna call it an anger roll because that seems to be associated with kind of brute strength as you are lifting her up. I'm sure you're not super pleased to be lifting Pum Pum, especially as he's trying to grab onto other hamsters.
So we've got a wizard and a curious adventurer trying to do a strength roll is basically what you're trying to tell me.
Oh, but I am a very angry.
Oh, you are? Oh,
she's fueled by rage.
I only got 1 die in anger.
I have 5.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So I'll roll. Mine will be easy. I rolled a 2.
All right.
11.
11. All right. So Pum Pum, as you are trying to grasp onto this other hamster, they are pulling you up, and you were unsuccessful in convincing the female hamster that she wanted to leave. Again, she is in a very safe, warm, dry enclosure with lots of food and water and no natural predators. She's not in any great rush to escape. And as they are pulling you up, this is once again a rubber band. So they are pulling and the band is stretching. And once your tiny little round paws slip off of the female hamster, you suddenly weigh half as much. The
Boing!
rubber band contracts and you are launched.
And land in the fish tank.
And well, there are other containers in this fixture that you are all in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll a d6. On an odd number, Tum Tum falls into one of these enclosures. On an even number, on an even number, Pum Pum lands on top of one but does not fall inside. Just to keep things interesting. All right, I rolled a 3, so Pum Pum, you are inside an enclosure.
And I like roll over and I'm like,
I'm gonna have you roll a. You don't happen to have a D4 handy, do you? D4.
I have a dice roller, so yes.
All right, roll a D4 for me. There are no D4s in Michtin. It's a D6 game, but I have
got 4
options for where you may end up. 4 is a very nice one. So you end up in an enclosure with one very large, very lazy chinchilla.
Oh, I really want to save this one. Oh my dog.
So yes, it is an enclosure very much like the one you just left. There is another translucent little castle. This one is blue and not pink. There's also another extra that is much larger, and a big mound of gray fluff sleeping in the corner there.
This entire time, Ranzaki has been still at the bottom of the tank, just watching, sort of like, Michtin equivalent of face palm. And
Paw
yeah.
palm?
No, palm, Palm.
Yeah, I know, no, like face paw? Face paw?
For paw, right. Face paw, right. Face paw.
And he says, yeah, all right, just lift me out of this thing. And he looks at the big hamster just in case he wants to try anything. He says, I got my eyes on you, guy. And he's gonna, climb up on the rubber band.
Yeah, you're able, as a daredevil type, you are quite able to grab onto the rubber band, get yourself up. You're wiry, you said was your body type, right?
Right.
So you're pretty quick and dexterous. The hamster, the large hamster, is going to make for you, but because he's still suffering that binding wound that makes him unable to sprint, and because you're a fairly acrobatic individual as well, it's going to be inconsequential. So Ranzaki, Treble, and Gumdrop are out of the tank on top of the enclosure. Pum Pum, however, has disappeared. As though she was kind of launched up and out and has probably fallen into one of these other enclosures.
Anybody see where Bob Bob went? Hey Bob Bob!
Over here! I found a very fluffy friend. I want to befriend it. I want to befriend this chinchilla, please.
Whoever has a large joy score can make a joy roll to detect Pum Pum.
I've got 4. I put all my stuff in joy and love.
Right. Oh, how sweet.
Well, I'm a curious little treble.
No, I meant that wasn't facetious at all. I meant
Okay, yeah.
entirely
But
genuinely.
I am not fighting. I'm letting Ranzaki do that. So I'm rolling 4 dice, right? 4d6.
Right.
Okay. 3, 6, 7, 11. Very
11.
easy.
Very nice. Yeah, so you hear Pum Pum from an enclosure off to the left and one down.
Pum Pum, how'd you get over there?
No. I was 1 minute I was holding on to that lovely lady hamster, and then all of a sudden I was here. I think it might have been magic.
or physics. I don't know.
Or physics, one of the two. Is
I
there
don't know if
really
you
a
guys have
difference
noticed
if
the
you don't
bubble is
understand
not
it?
the brightest Michtin of the bunch. He's very loving though, so I want to make another love roll, please, if that's okay.
What, to try and endear yourself to this chinchilla?
You try
Sure,
to find the
again,
chinchilla.
it's the same difficulty because it is a less evolved creature that does not understand your language.
Well, there we go.
I got a 21.
Oh,
No,
whoa!
I got
Oh.
a 17. No, wait.
Did you get a 17 or a 21?
I got a 17.
You got a 17. Were any of them sixes?
Yes.
Yes.
1 6.
1 6. I will be really nice.
Oh, Dan, I love
Apply
you.
the mood token to that roll, because you're desperate to make friends. And how can I punish?
It's so fluffy. She's a goddess.
You know
So
this
I
chinchilla
think
might
I'm
know the
in
way
love.
out.
So the
I think I'm in love with
chinchilla
this chinchilla.
recognizes you, hears your overtures of love and friendship, and helps boost you up to the lip of its tank so that you are able to crawl out.
I want to free it.
Again, how are you going to lift a very large chinchilla up and out?
I want to see if I can use our skills together, using the engine I described earlier with the running wheel to make a machine to open
No.
up the
I,
No.
wait, I can simplify this. I can simplify this. I'm assuming Gumdrop realizes what your dumb butt is trying to do.
I'm in love with this chinchilla, okay, guys?
I assume that all of you you're all from the same house, so you're all, even if you're not intimately familiar with one another, you have a passing familiarity with the personalities and driving forces.
All right. I have two questions.
Cameras, so
I'm supposed to have a familiar, which I assume disappeared when we got captured or something, or is around somewhere. I put it as a Luna moth. Can I call for my familiar just so I know where she's at or he's at? Or
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're familiar because it's not an actual creature; it's magic.
yeah, I guess so. It just said it can be a small creature of any creature, but I figured I'd go with a moth.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, your Luna moth, it managed to evade capture, because it would be a small version of a Luna moth, right?
I don't know. That's what, because I assume when they said a small version, that would be a small version of like dog or a cat or something. So I just
Right, like a shrunk down to pet sized for your.
yeah. So I'll just do that then.
Okay, so it is to your Michtin as a Luna moth is to you. So it's definitely small enough to have avoided capture.
Okay.
Not strong enough to have helped you escape, it being a moth.
Yeah.
But now that you are out and free, it is available to you for.
Okay. That was just a side question. My other thing is, so when we go over to Pom Pom do we have any way to measure if this chinchilla actually wants to leave? Because I assume, would it go against our charity if we're resting this poor creature out of some place it's happy?
Yeah, I mean, I will be very honest with you guys. A chinchilla's natural habitat is not the middle of a city. It is also not the woods outside the city. Any domesticated, pet rodent is going to have, a rat or a mouse might have an okay time reacclimating, but something more exotic like a chinchilla.
I want to use this chinchilla as a steed and ride it like a horse and take care of it forever and be friends with it forever. So that's really.
So
that chinchilla would be horse sized to us, right?
It would be about horse size to you, and there is precedent in the rule book for Michtin's training and riding other animals.
Okay, so now that we
Please,
have
can
all
Pom
this
Pom have a
underway,
big puffy chinchilla.
If you guys
named
can
Pom
find
Pom, and then
if
we get
you
Pom
guys
Pom
can
and Pom
find
Pom.
a way to get it out, I'm okay with you using it.
I
can
have a
use-
way.
You can use the rubber band as a bit and rein.
Good. And I have a hex that will move this chinchilla out.
You have a hex that will move the chinchilla out?
Well, yeah, I have a hex. It's a moving hex. Let's see. Hang on. Moving hex. That's oh well. Oh no, I have okay, Joy. The target is moved to a different location. You command the target to jolt however I want when the trigger is met.
And I'm gonna give you a extra dice from my lovely tonics that I have.
Ooh.
I have
All
with
right.
my cook power. I have the power of like snacks that I can give you an extra dice.
Okay.
So-
Well,
Aren't you in the chinchilla cage?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull it out of my cheek pouch and just chuck it over to Gumdrop. I'll just be like, "Oh, let me help you with the snack." What?
well, he
Face-
pushed you out.
face
Didn't he?
paw.
You're at the top, aren't you?
Face paw.
Yeah, and yeah, it's boosting me up. I could technically get on its head right now,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I'm getting a piggyback from this chinchilla already, like you said, Dan. So
That's right.
I'm-
You are getting a boost already from the chinchilla.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put my cloak on. I'm gonna stomp over with my cloak on. I'm tired of all this wasted time. I'm gonna climb down the side of the cage inside, touch this chinchilla, and if
I will. So this is the chinchilla to hamster size ratio. Just
Yes, look at her.
so everyone's on
Wow.
board.
Fluffy.
Wow, the stream has gone to a new level.
okay,
Um,
so
So yeah,
if-
but I think definitely mount size. So
Oh my god.
if Pom Pom is on the
Yeah.
chinchilla, will they move together?
just so we don't have to spend any more time on this, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, they will.
Fantastic.
I should have known that we would not make it out of this pet store.
I told you.
Adopting a
I told
pet.
you there was no way that
Why
any
did I think that would happen?
We have broke Dan. Broke him.
Sarah is very good at breaking him. Yeah, so I'm gonna hex just on Pom Pom's desire for it to be out. That will be the trigger for the hex.
Yeah,
All right,
love. I think
Do you need to touch? Do you need to touch the chinchilla?
Yeah, but I climbed down with my spider silk thing.
Okay, so you touch the chinchilla. Pum Pum essentially says, what's your chinchilla's name?
Pom Pom, obviously.
Pom Pom. So Pum Pum says, Pom Pom away, and
Okay, I have to roll for this. I have to roll. For it.
Pom away.
Hang on.
leaps out of its enclosure.
Yeah, it beat it.
Pum Pum astride it, triumphant. You are
Is it too confusing for me to name my chinchilla Pom Pom if my name is Pum Pum already?
a
Probably.
little bit, but
A
all
little
right, all right. Let me think.
Hashtag save Dan.
yeah. Why don't we actually hold on, Sarah? Since if we have people in the stream that are
Yes,
that are
they
watching,
can name my chinchilla.
so
please
they
do.
can name the chinchilla.
I want some good suggestions, please.
Is somebody actually? I just realized I don't have the stream up on Twitch.
That's okay.
Terrible. That means I can't engage.
Yeah, I can't. This is all on my phone, so I don't know anything. So you have to read me the
top of
name
it.
suggestions.
Yeah.
It's mostly me and my wife chatting in stream, but that's
Well, that's good. That gives you an advantage to naming this ridiculous chinchilla.
Well, no, I've got a few friends watching right now. So Rich, Bill, come on, you got to name the chinchilla. Come on, give us something.
The chinchilla mount.
The chinchilla mount.
I did not anticipate
They
this.
might
I
like-
anticipated you guys trying to make friends. I did not anticipate a chinchilla mount. Oh, yeah.
Oh well, I guess they're quiet now.
All right. Well,
Oh wait, here we
it
go.
is-
This is Ginger. She likes pom. This is my wife. She likes pom pom. Accent on the second syllable of pom
Pom
pom.
Pom.
Pom Pom. So it's Pom
Or
Pom
maybe
Pom and Pom
Pom
Pom.
Sparkles. That's
Pom Pom and
my
Pom
friend
Pom
Rich.
Pom.
My friend Rich says sparkles.
Ooh, I like sparkles. What do you think, Sarah? Those are your options. Pom or sparkles.
I'm gonna go in the middle and go with glitter.
Glitter. Okay.
How is that in the middle?
I think you craft
Well,
supplies.
Pom poms can be glittery.
Yeah.
We said
Pom-poms
the folks in the
sparkle.
stream name it. You've got to pick one of the stream suggestions. Is it sparkles or pom pom?
We gotta go with pom pom then.
Okay, so
Pom
it's
pom and
tum tum and pom pom. Pom pom away. So Pum Pum and Pom Pom, her chinchilla, emerged right from their enclosure. So where you guys find yourself, the fixture that the tanks are in, there are tanks on 3 sides of it, and the other side is a little. So you're now inside. You can see the backs of all these other enclosures, and there is a human-sized door on the 4th wall of the inside of this enclosure. There's a fairly decent sized gap beneath the door that most of you would be able to crawl out. I now need to find out how small a space chinchillas can fit through.
Go to Google.
To determine if the chinchilla if you guys have to get creative to get the chinchilla out. Or
I will die for this chinchilla.
You
how
gained him out.
small
Gained him
can
out.
a
lost him out
chinchilla-
all 10 minutes.
How small of a hole can a chinchilla fit through? Because these are the types of things you have to Google when you are.
Google knows, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure it
That's
knows.
right,
I just
JT.
my Google search history during a game is always the most ridiculous.
Ugh, I'm sorry.
Is your dog's name Pom Pom?
So a roughly 800-gram chinchilla, which I'm assuming is a large one, can fit through an inch-high gap.
Oh yeah, done.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is not the largest chinchilla in the world. This is also not the best fit door in the world because it's the door and a fixture inside of a big box pet store. So I will say that all of you, including Pom Pom, can fit underneath the door. You guys do, however, now find yourselves in a pet store on linoleum under fluorescent light with people and animals coming and going, much like most of the big box pet stores. People are allowed to bring their dogs in with them to sniff around at treats. Somebody also make me another detect roll. Treble, you seem to be the scout of the group here.
Ranzaki, you look. I'm gonna hide behind you, but I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go peer around your sides and stuff.
Yeah, well,
See what I can see. All right, help protect me, man.
I will be careful. This is a gauntlet. We could be crushed. We could be eaten by these beasts.
That's right. Good thing we got a gumdrop with us. She'll take care of anything. So I rolled really well. I rolled 4 dice. I got two sixes. I got 2 6s out of there. So I rolled a 20.
A 20 plus you have a mood token enjoy already, right?
I do. I have
That's
one, but I don't
21.
use that right. Do I use that right now?
For every mood token, you get a +1
Oh, okay, right.
for every roll.
So then it's 21. Holy smoke! And then I get 2
20.
more. I get 2 more mood tokens with the two more
You
6s.
get 2 more mood tokens, so you're maxed out in joy.
Oh no! Actually, I'm an adventurer. I can go up to 7 joy.
Okay, so you're not maxed out, but
I'm sorry. I'm an adventurer in the Wanderer's Path. That's what lets me do joy's tokens. There's other paths, I think, for other tokens. So
there's
look at the picture. Bum, bum.
We should try and I wish we could auction off your doodles, Sarah, to raise money for something.
Yeah, for charity.
We've got to figure for the next stream. We've got to figure out how to auction Sarah's fan art for charity. So yeah, that is an awesome roll. You now get +3 on your joy rolls going forward, and you can spend those to add an extra die. You lose the plus for the one you spend, but you do get to add an extra die.
Wait, so I lose one of them?
You don't. If you want to buy an extra,
an extra die, right? I do take
you
one of
can
them.
spend one.
Got it.
And I believe you can spend a mood token to buy an extra die for any roll.
Oh,
And
cool.
a joy token to add it to anger, since you have.
I only have one. Yeah.
So that'll make it a little bit more useful.
I noticed, since we're learning along with the audience, every time I take a wound, I can choose a mood token to have as a daredevil. So I'm
So
gonna
you can
choose
just wipe a mood token and not take the wound?
Oh, no, I gain a mood token every time I take a wound. So it's incentive for me to take damage for everybody else.
And you could choose. You could put it in any of the categories.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice.
So I am going to put it in love, because I loved getting into a fight with that hamster.
So
I guess I tell everybody what I saw. Like, if I guess I'm sort of looking for dangers and trying to see how we can get to that exit.
Yep. So there are a couple of things. That you see. So this is, even though it is not your tiny local pet store, they are fairly lax. So there are a couple of unique things in here. There is a kind of a shop cat that is allowed to wander around freely. It is the middle of the day, however, and that cat is sound asleep in front of one of the windows. As long as you avoid it, there's so much else going on that it's probably not going to be an issue for you. But there is a large loose cat in the store if any of you feel the need to make use of that information. The other thing that you notice is that behind the checkout counter, there is a perch, and a large macaw is on that perch. It is awake, and it is kind of watching people come and go, interacting with customers, but also periodically just kind of scanning around. You are all probably interesting enough to get its attention. Oh, I totally forgot. All of your gear was in a trash barrel inside that, a small trash receptacle inside that fixture. So you guys can have your gear back. It wasn't a particularly difficult to retrieve it, especially the spider silk cloak. And other than that, the doors are automatic, so they're on sensors. As people approach them, they open. You guys are probably not large enough to trip those sensors, but there is a fair flow of people coming and going. So if you time things right, you should be able to get out the door. There are a number of people walking around the store. You can hear a dog somewhere. There's definitely a dog in the store, but it's not one that you can see from where you are. Off to the left is a wall of aquatics, so there are fish and other things in that direction. Off to your left is a large, several aisles of different types of pet food. So Pum Pum, that would probably be of interest to you.
Yeah, I definitely think we should go to the pet food aisle, because we can hide behind the big sacks of dog food. In all seriousness.
But I see signs that there's a cat floating around here. I can smell it. And then the thing is that up by the counter, there's a macaw up there. The bird. We're lunch for that macaw. We gotta be careful.
Let's hide in the dog food aisle. Come on, quick.
We gotta get out of here.
Why are we hiding? Yeah, like Treble says, we gotta get out of here. We have stuff we have to report back.
If we go past the long legs, they will see us and catch us again, like they already caught us. We gotta wait until dark when the long legs leave, and then we can sneak out once the long legs are gone home.
But aren't they what opens the door?
I'm sure there's another hole out of here somewhere. Don't look over there. It's a ventilation shaft. Maybe
Dan,
we can
you
make
said
our
there was
way
a
into
hole.
a ventilation shaft.
Dan, you said didn't you say there was a hole in the wall? Or no? I thought you said
not that you were able to see.
Yeah, but this is like a big box store,
There is,
right?
it is a large. So it is well within reason to assume that there is a you guys could find a way out of this building that is not through the main doors.
I don't want to go through the main door. Like this is
Um,
Sarah talking. I think strategically he's going to attack us with this macaw and the cat if we go through the door. I think we got to sneak out.
And
Are
I
you
will, and I will let
metagaming?
you know.
Are you
I will let
metagaming?
you guys know that I did anticipate that you might want to wait in this store until all the people have left to try and sneak out. You have enough time to do that before you need to make it back to the rendezvous point. So
It's not like the highway's getting put in tomorrow.
exactly.
Right.
The more time you have to plan after you get back, the better. But if you guys die or get caught on the way back, then it doesn't do anyone any good. So I am fully prepared for you guys to wait until evening or to try and make it out during the day. I've got stuff prepped for both.
Yeah.
Gumdrop, I think Pum Pum has a good idea. I think we hide till nighttime.
And I say we hide in the dog food section.
Well,
It's a pet store. They have lots of food sections. Why are you all in dog food?
Well, I mean, we could check out all the food sections, honestly. I'm not picky. I just want to try all the food.
Wait, are these shelves, do they go all the way flush to the floor, or is it the ones that have like space underneath?
There's space under, not much, but there's space under.
Is there, I'm assuming there's a space. Is there chinchilla space?
There is an inch. There is chinchilla
The
space.
chinchilla will be crushed under
Pom
there.
Pom is a relatively small chinchilla. So, Renzaki, you so this whole hide and wait thing doesn't really sound like your MO. How are you feeling about this plan?
Ranzaki is looking around for the more direct route. He is looking around to see if there are any of those human air passages down at our level. He thinks they're called vents. Something into which we might crawl.
Trying to think if there would be floor level vents. I don't think trying to remember the last time I was in a pet store, and my assumption is all the vents would be at ceiling level, not floor level.
But we're good at climbing. Come on, guys. Let's hide in the dog food. Let's go to the food island. Hide in all of the.
I mean, the most direct route out would be just a mad dash straight for the door.
And as a daredevil, he would say, look, this is a gauntlet. We've got to go through it. Just straight charge.
And you've got a chinchilla mount. Let's see, how fast can a chinchilla run?
Very fast. However, I feel like I mean, Pum Pum is not the bravest of the bunch. Pum Pum also really wants to take a look at all the cool dog food in the dog food section.
Just saying, Pum Pum might get overruled here. Chinchillas, for your information, chinchillas can run at about 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not saying that but I just think in terms of strategy, like we want to be able to sneak into the darkness. We don't want to have to go and run like running a gauntlet is all very good if there's a gauntlet that needs to be run. Why run a gauntlet when you could sneak out a vent? I mean, that's just my point of view.
So your chinchilla mount, chinchillas run at about 15 miles per hour. That is 3 to 4 times faster than hamsters at their fastest.
Wow.
So you have a pretty significant speed advantage right now.
This is a Formula One chinchilla.
It really is. I did not realize that chinchillas were quite that fast when I agreed to let you have a chinchilla mount. So
well, no, but I'm still saying, like, I'm not saying that we can't go through
I
the door at
understand
all,
that.
but I want to wait till darkness.
I'm making sure everyone has all the information because as a group, you guys now need to decide.
I also really want to bond with my chinchilla friend Pom Pom before I expose it to like the stress of having to run past a macaw and a cat and a bunch of humans and a bunch of cars. Like I want to like have a little cuddle in the dog food sacks, like eat some snacks, have a little good time, wait for it to get dark, wait for the long legs to leave. Like this is like a no-brainer, guys. We could come home too with enough food for winter if we just, break into some of these dog food sacks.
All right, so we have two very opposing views. Pum Pum is advocating for hiding, eating, and trying to escape at night. Ranzaki is of the mind that a straight dash for the door is the best course of action here. So Treble and Gumdrop, these two are kind of having, Pum Pum is going on and on and on and on and on about how she wants to stay and eat dog food and stay and wait till dark and also maybe eat some dog food. Ranzaki was pretty blunt in saying we should take the most direct route out. It's really up to you guys to break this impasse, because right now, you are standing out in the open. Making a decision needs to happen, and we got to go with one plan or the other. So it's up to you two to bridge this impasse.
Too much stress. Get out of here now, or have something to eat.
We can
Well,
hide in the dog food and make our decision quick. To the
That's
dog
enough,
food.
Sarah. You made your case quite eloquently and repeatedly.
If we want to make a bolt for it, we could maybe, enlist the Macaw's help. It can talk to the humans, distract them,
Could also
get
be
them all to walk over there so they don't step onto us,
birds are not the cleverest, but we could go half and half. We could do a sneaking to the door now, see how things go. If it gets too rough, then we drop back and then we try hiding until nightfall.
There's an idea. That's a smart plan.
And Pon can grab a bite to go. I'm sure there's foods. If there's a macaw near the door, there's gonna be seeds and nuts and stuff scattered around the door.
I still think we have one that's indecisive, one that's rush, one that's take it easy, and one that's hide. I think there's four different opinions.
All right, Gumdrop's angry. She's just gonna start walking under the shelving.
Okay, so Gumdrop is making an executive decision that rather than rushing the door or hiding and laying low, she is going to try and kind of stealthily make her way to the door rather than making a mad dash, but not hiding and waiting for nightfall either. Is everyone going to follow her lead?
Ranzaki, what are you doing?
Well, player wise, as I think of pet stores, they've probably got pets on display, elevated, like on tables and such, right? So maybe I would look for a path I could sort of dart under different enclosures of animals that seem to be less interesting to the customers. There are going to be less people interested in the snakes than the puppies, and
Yeah,
sort
so-
of navigate a course.
So in this pet store, so there aren't any dogs. There aren't any dogs or cats. It's primarily rodents, reptiles, fish, and birds. You guys came from the rodent and reptile area. So on your side of that fixture were all of the rodents. So there were, in addition to the hamsters and chinchillas, there are also mice and rats on that side. There are, on the opposite side, there are some snakes, some lizards, chameleons and geckos, bearded dragons, that sort of thing. I said to your right was Aquatics, so that's where all the fish are. And to your left is the aisles of pet food. On the far side of those aisles, you will find another fixture very similar to the one you just escaped from that contains all the birds. Like there are some parakeets, finches, cockatiels, and another parrot in that area as well. There is one of those folding card tables set up about halfway between where you currently are and the door that has a big cage on it that's filled with bunnies,
Oh,
rabbits, and that seems to be where most of the people are gathered. They immediately, it's one of the first things they see when they walk in the door, and they're all drawn to cooing over these rabbits. So that should give you a little bit of a better idea of the layout of the pet store. So if you're trying to avoid attention, avoiding the bunny rabbits is probably the way to go. Other than that, not too many people are hanging out by the fish.
If he can get there pretty quickly from where he is, he's probably going to make a dash for under the fish and see how far that gets him.
Okay. Yeah, so if you make a dash for under the fish, you're able to make it across that area fairly easily. Why don't you go ahead and make a joy roll for a jolt, and we'll leave it at 7 as the standard difficulty.
Sorry, looking for where I put my Google roller here.
No problem.
Okay, I rolled an 8.
An 8, that is good enough to make it. So yeah, you were able to dash relatively quickly without being seen, and make a hide roll, which is fear.
I did not make it.
no.
What was it?
It is a 6.
Oh, let's see. Did you have any? Oh no, you put your mood token into love. All right. Yeah, so you make it over there right as the salesperson kind of working the aquatics section comes out of a door in the back, comes out of a supply closet,
No.
notices you, but you were still able to scurry underneath the display, but you see him kind of go walk up to the front with purpose, to ostensibly to alert someone to your escape.
I think they're on to me. You better not come this way. They're probably after me.
All right, now we make a break for it.
Yeah, just run.
Yeah,
save yourselves.
You are discovered. So is everyone going to make a jolt for the door at this point?
I mean, I guess. Like, I still feel like hiding. They're not gonna like tear. Like, if we can get into like underneath a set of tanks or into a vent or something, they're not gonna be able to like get us from under the tanks because it's like only an inch of clearance, and if we're all the way at the back, they'd have to take out all of the fish tanks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming they also have nets and things like that, so they will be trying to catch you.
Wait, can I use my familiar as like overhead, tell us the way to go with the least resistance kind of deal?
Ooh, yeah.
Do you have like a psychic connection with it?
It didn't say I don't think it said anything about what they actually do, just that I have one. that I saw. I may have missed it, but in like the witch section, it says you have a magical. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it could do this. You have a magical companion that is knowledgeable about magical lore, but absolutely useless in a fight. But it's not fighting, so.
So just knowledge of magical lore?
Yeah.
I would say, so you cannot communicate with it telepathically.
Right.
I will say that you can send it up to kind of scout the area and then have it come back and give you kind of a status report of what the best kind of route to take is.
Okay. I'll do that then, whether it's to hiding or to the door. I don't know what Pon is doing. I've seen what.
No, I'll listen to you. You helped me with Pom Pom, so I'm loyal. If foolish, though foolish, I am loyal.
Can Ranzaki get back? Like, how far away are we all from each other now?
So I will show you guys in just one second, because I realized that I probably should have some kind of like layout available to you guys for this. So bear with me one moment. I will share my screen and have just that for you.
Hooray.
It's going to be very rudimentary.
You can have Sarah draw it.
I could.
I could.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen and you guys will have some idea here. All right, so this, oh, come on. Show me big, not that big. So here's what you're looking at. Can you guys see you guys can see my cursor on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the wall of fish here. That is the fixture that you guys escaped from.
Okay.
These are all just shelves with various items on them. This is the enclosure that has the birds. This is the display of bunny rabbits. Here are your checkout counters. The circle is your macaw. Angle over here is your sleeping cat.
Oh boy.
So most of you are right here, except for Renzaki, who made a mad dash over this way to get underneath the fish. So you guys aren't that far away.
That could work for us. The fish go all the way up to the front.
Yep, that whole wall. They probably stop a little bit before the front wall there. But yeah, they run almost all the way up to the front.
And there's an inch, like an inch long, like an inch high gap.
You guys could run to the fish and run all the way along the bottom there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
And really, they only saw me, right? So they might not know the others were free.
Yeah.
They may also. It does also give them incentive to check.
Right. That.
Yeah. So we need to go now and go under the fish real quick. So
I
let's
agree.
do that.
Let's go.
I'm going to stop my screen sharing, and you guys need this. Just it's not the prettiest thing to look at. So we're all much prettier as far as the stream is concerned. So. So are we going for everyone's making a mad dash for fishes?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm already there. I'm not stopping.
All right. So you guys have taken off. Everyone make a jolt. So roll.
It's Joy.
Yep.
Ooh,
Do I get a bonus for being on top of a chinchilla?
Yes. So if you're on top of the chinchilla, you only need to meet a 4 for your challenge rating instead of a 6.
Wow.
All right, I got an 8. So
Okay. Treble.
I got 4 dice in joy, plus I got the +3 counters. So,
Oh,
uh,
possible for you to not get 7.
yeah, it's impossible for me to not get 7.
But still roll, because if you get 6s, you get to add more on there.
No, I didn't get any 6s, so I got 14 plus the 3 is 17.
All right, Gumdrop.
And
I got let's see, I got 12 with 1 6.
All right, so you'll all be able to make it underneath the fish tanks before anyone can stop you, but will you be noticed or not? So also everybody make a fear roll for hide.
Ooh.
Wait, can I give everybody a ghost jelly brew? It makes everybody it gives everybody an extra dice in hide.
Ooh.
Can you, no, you've already, no, you haven't done that before yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right, so everybody gets an extra dice in hide. Renzaki could have used that. Where were you?
Are you a little while ago? Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't. I can only give it to. I can only give it so many times, and
Okay.
let's see.
So
So
who are you giving it to?
I have everybody.
Okay, so Treble, Gumdrop, and yourself have all taken it. Renzaki's already underneath. He was already discovered. So
So it's add to die?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm up to 3 dice. Ooh, 8. So just
8.
made
All right,
it.
just
If
made it.
If it's a 7, I've just made it.
I've just made it. I've got a 7. I
Okay.
rolled backward.
I also got a 7. I was gonna
Wow.
ask. It means
All right. So as far as the staff knows, only 1 rodent has escaped. So that's good.
Until they check over at the like if they go to the area where the rodents are, they're going to notice that like a bunch of hamsters and a chinchilla have escaped. So
that is true. But they have not yet noticed that.
So it's time to make a mad fish long under
So
the sea dash.
All right. So I'm going to say that you guys, unless, is there anyone that has 2 dice or less in joy?
no.
Oh, no.
I have 2 in joy.
Okay.
I also have 2 in joy.
Okay. I need you 2 to roll to beat a 7 for jolting. I'm not going to make Gumdrop and Treble roll because they we'll assume that they're moving. They're
I
jolting
got an 8.
well enough already. An 8. All right. So you are keeping up.
I got an 11, including 1 6.
Nice. Add that mood token on there. Yeah, and you guys are all able to make it to the end of the fish tanks.
Great.
You do hear the intercom system goes off, and somebody say, can I have a manager to rodents and reptiles, please? A manager to rodents and reptiles.
I wonder if the other
Discovered.
hamsters. I wonder if the other hamsters escaped.
No other hamsters have escaped. They are happily eating their pellets and back to sleeping. They are not the most motivated of animals. So
They've got the hunters out for
you
us.
guys are loose. What's that, JT?
Oh, they've got the hunters out for us. We have to get out of here.
Yeah.
Is there a vent at the top of like on this wall where the fish area is? I would assume there would be some sort of vent because of like the smell of like an aquarium area.
Yeah, I mean, the air vents are pretty regularly spaced throughout the pet store, just for air conditioning and HVAC purposes. And yeah, it would stand to reason that there would be one positioned near there. So you could.
I assume we could climb up
You're in a pet store with the fish area, but there's all the fish, and then at the end there's like a cabinet with a sink and some drawers and stuff where keep the bags to put fish in and the nets and stuff like that. And then in most pet stores, that also happens to be where there's a door to the back where they store all the chemicals and things that they need to maintain the fish tanks. So there's a little alcove and there's that set of cabinets and a sink and a little alcove right in the very corner there. So there is an area where you could ostensibly climb up, make it on top of that cabinet, and probably reach the vent.
Can we try that? Or can I suggest that we try that instead of rushing the door? Because I think that that's a bad idea. There's too many long legs up there. And there's a cat. I don't, cats are mean. My uncle got eaten by a cat.
I'm going to disappear for 1 second because I accidentally kicked a shield here in my office, and I'm holding it up with one hand to stop a bunch of swords from falling everywhere. Just a moment.
I'll just role play. My uncle got eaten by a cat. It was a very sad situation. I mean, he wasn't my favorite uncle. He was kind of the weird uncle in the family. But when he got eaten by a cat, my aunt was pretty torn up about it. My cousins, they were kind of messed up after that. They were just never the same.
Pum Pum, I'm sorry to hear about your uncle.
Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with cats, I guess. That's why I don't want to mess with the cat. I really think we should try and find some sort of vent or hole or tubing that we could hide in. We could crawl around in there. Might even find some dog food. I mean, there's a lot of fish food. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I don't want to go to the door. I really don't. I don't want to run that gauntlet. I'd much rather have a nice, relaxing, vent-themed time.
Vent-themed
How
time.
many Michtin will fit on your chinchilla?
Oh.
Pom, how do you feel about having some more friends ride on you? What do you think about that, baby Fluff?
Well, and one thing I will say is that while you all may be able to use the spider silk cloak and things like that to climb up the cabinets, Pom Pom is too large to be pulled up via the rubber band.
Yeah, but I assume there's like rodents can climb things pretty well, though, right?
Chinchillas, I don't think
they have like little climbing nests. They're like all their cages have like multiple levels.
I guess we're asking Google again.
Not
chinchillas climb.
They're not like squirrel level of climbing, but like I'm sure if there were some like fish tanks, like usually the fish tanks would have some sort of shelving.
Yes, your chinchilla could climb it, given the various levels of tanks and cabinets and different surfaces. It would be very time consuming and very noticeable. What I'm saying is the chinchilla can't use that spider silk cloak to climb the sheer face like you guys could.
Okay.
It becomes a much more time consuming and risky process to have the chinchilla climb.
So Ranzaki says, look, Pom Pom, we've got vital intelligence. I think Pom Pom is going to have to be a casualty of war here.
Or we could make a run for the door. We could try the door.
You could all climb on Pom Pom's back and try and bolt out.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. Have we already established that hexes work for anything touching on the creature that... Oh, you screwed yourself into a corner. We did, right? We established that?
Yes, I did say that because Sarah was sitting on Pom Pom, your movement hex moves her as well.
All right, because I also have an invisibility hex.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, chinchillas are very furry, so you could nestle. If you cast invisibility on the chinchilla and you guys nestle in its...
Oh, well, then let's go for the door. Absolutely, if we're invisible.
Yeah, so the target suddenly vanishes from sight. It will evade or hide the hex target.
How long does it last?
There are rules for that. Hang on, let's see.
Oh, like 4 or 5 hours, I think.
Oh, then game over.
Okay, wait. Wait. Oh, well, the hexes stay in place until the trigger is met, and it can take you can do up to a couple of days for that to happen. The hex is magical in nature and can only be safely removed by another witch unless the triggered action goes off. Can keep one hex active on a single target at a time. Yeah, the only thing it says about timing is these hexes stay in place for a couple of days.
Before they're activated.
Before they're activated.
Yeah.
So, well,
I think you could do whatever you want.
I will say that in order to not screw myself here, I will say that the target or the circumstance being met is you need to sneak out of this pet store. Once you're outside the pet store, that is no longer the case. You don't escape any longer because you have escaped. And at that point, you will return to visibility.
Okay. And I mean, we can also, I can make the, Gumdrop can make the trigger so that like, it doesn't even go off until somebody like lunges or something lunges for them or goes for them. So they could be visible until they need to suddenly not be. Or we could just be invisible until we get out the door.
Yeah, I will. I just so that there's still game to play, I'm gonna say that the hex ends once you leave the pet store. Mm-hmm. But other than that, when you start it or what your trigger is up to you guys.
All right.
So while we're creeping on the floor, do I find any snacks?
Do you find any snacks?
I want to put them in my cheek.
So Michtin are rather sophisticated. They don't generally just eat seeds and berries.
I know. I want to keep them as ingredients. Exotic dog food flavors.
They do like to cook and prepare things much like human beings.
Well, are there any other interesting things that I find on the floor? I mean, we're walking around invisible, we're crawling around. Are there any dead fish? I mean,
I was going to say what you find. There is some.
Do you have like a scavenger trait?
Rather stale dog food that is basically rock solid. You would not want that. Some of those bright pink, green, and blue pebbles from the bottom of
a fish tank.
Some of them even glow in the dark. And you find a couple of unfortunate minnows that had fallen under there and they're essentially lutefisk at this point because they are rotten and very pungent as far as.
I'm gonna leave that one behind. Well, no, you know what? It might be a very good ingredient. I'm gonna wrap it up in some saran wrap.
You do not have access to saran wrap, first of all.
You might be able to throw
wrap it up in the spider silk cloak.
You might be able to throw it to the cat. Cat might be distracted.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna gag it into my cheek. Just.
Or at this point, I will say you have all your gear back. You guys probably have bags. You could
the cheek's much more, much more useful.
They have bags.
I will say, so if you are going to carry rotten fish in your mouth, you can do that. But as long as you have that rotten fish in your mouth, you are going to take a 1 die penalty to joy because you are significantly less happy now that you have rotten fish in your mouth.
That makes sense.
So, Kitty, are you guys invisible as soon as you come out from under the fish tanks?
Yeah, if we're all on Pom-Pom's back, then as soon as we coming out into the open will be the trigger.
Let's do this.
So you all mount Pom-Pom, and he, she, they, Sarah?
I don't know. That's up to you, GM. I think they. I think I have a
they?
gender neutral hamster. My hamster is gender queer.
No, I meant the chinchilla.
Yeah, or my chinchilla is gender queer. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so
I'm not
I
a
thought you had
hamster. I'm
established that
a
Pom Pom
Michtin.
was a boy.
My Michtin is male, and my chinchilla is. It's like with rodents where you can't really sex them until they're a certain age. You just can't really tell.
Yeah,
Nothing's
you haven't
descended
spent the
yet.
time to figure it out either. So we'll say they for Pom Pom.
Yeah.
So they make a beeline for the door, kind of swerving in between people's legs. You guys are invisible, so nobody is avoiding you. Who is kind of steering? Is that you, Sarah, I would assume? All right, so I'm going to have you make your evade roll to make sure you guys don't get kicked or stepped on.
What's that? Fear?
That's fear.
I don't have great fear stats, but
If you have any mood tokens from rolling sixes, you can spend them to add an extra die to this roll.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna add an extra die for that one.
Okay.
I did roll a 6 before. All right, 1, 2. I got an 8.
An 8. All right, that does it. That beats our 7. So yeah, you're able to weave in between legs.
And I got a 6 as well. So there we go.
Nice. So you got that mood token back.
Look out for the long legs.
I only rolled my 2. Whoops. I'll roll one more.
Yeah, roll one. Make sure you roll all your dice so you don't want to lose out on the chance of an extra mood token.
Oh, it's a 3. It's fine.
But you manage to weave in between the legs of folks coming in. However, as you are about to exit, the customer that causes the door to open is coming in with their terrier. While invisibility shields you from sight, it does not shield you from smell. And you smell very, very interesting to this terrier.
Dog contact straight ahead.
My aunt was killed by a dog.
Throw your fish. They're stinky.
It was after
Throw
my
your
uncle was
fish.
killed by a cat. My aunt just veered into the path of a dog, and now
so I'm gonna have you make one more evade
poor
roll,
cousin.
Sarah.
my one more what?
Another evade roll to avoid this inquisitive terrier.
9.
9. All right. You manage to just, thank heavens it's on, its owner had it on a fairly tight leash. So right as it is about to knock into you with its snout, it kind of jerks back as it has reached the end of its leash.
Ride like the wind, pom pom.
Pom pom. And you guys make it out the door. As soon as you make it out the door, you immediately become visible again in time to terrify the family of 3 that was walking in behind the young lady with the terrier. They jump back and scream and point as you run off. Pet store employees run out after you.
Quick, pom pom, under the rose bush.
Yeah, there's really not much they can do. They don't get paid enough to chase rodents out into the middle of the street.
We're free.
So can you describe like the layout? I assume that we're in a parking lot, correct?
So you are not in a parking lot. You are, the parking lot is off to the side of the store. So when you run out the front, there is a sidewalk, like a pedestrian walkway, and a rather busy main street out in front of you. But you're kind of in an area like, imagine there was a pet store in like, that we're all from different parts of the country, so there's no single area I could give you that everyone would have reference for. But one of those kind of very gentrified downtown main streets where it's, they have a CVS and an Applebee's, not an Applebee's, but a CVS and a Bertucci's and all of that, but it's a really nice part of town, so they all have to have those muted brown and green signs so that everything looks the same.
Oh, I want to hide in Bertucci's if that's an option.
Quick.
Pum needs some breadsticks, okay?
Yes,
Quick,
the
to the-
rodents should probably avoid the restaurants, but that's
Quick to the parking lot. I'll call an Uber.
So you guys make it out into the onto the main street. You're able to kind of duck away. There are hedges and bushes and things like that. So you guys are able to make a decent getaway. The pet store employees are not chasing after you. They don't get paid enough. The store is rather busy.
Do we know which way is the forest area we came from? I'm guessing.
You have a general idea of how to get back. So your rendezvous point, there's kind of an abandoned lot at the end of town, and a lot of construction equipment has been moving into that lot, which is what prompted your initial fact-finding missions to figure out what's going on. And that abuts a forested area. So it looks like they're going to extend Main Street out a little bit and then try and connect it to a local freeway. So I do want to check in. I didn't really have an end time set for this game. I do have more planned, but this is also a good natural stopping point. So it's kind of up to you guys. If anyone has anything that they need to sign off, we can go ahead and do that. I think we're about 2 hours in. Or we can keep going for a little bit. It's up to you guys.
I'm down to keep playing.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I'm good either way.
All right.
Either way here.
Okay.
With we're good to go.
Yeah, we can go a little longer. Sure.
All right, let's keep going. Let's try and get you guys to your rendezvous point. So now that you are out, it is a rather nice day, clear, warm, much like today was, or at least in up where Kitty, Sarah, and I are located. And it's a weekend, so there's quite a lot of foot traffic in this area of town, as well as traffic. There are people out and about. They are walking their dogs, taking their families out for walks, coming and going from different shops. You can either stay on this main road, which will give you a good straight shot. You can actually see your abandoned lot. It's quite a ways away, but you can see it down this straightaway. Or you can opt to take kind of back alleys behind all these retail establishments. Not a direct route, but it is a significantly quieter route to go.
I say we go the quiet route and see if Bertucci's has any snacks in left in the dumpster. I have an idea too. Once we get to that construction site, the long legs, they have those machines. They are very dangerous. They will destroy our home very easily. What if we make a dangerous mission and try to cut all the wires inside the machines to make it more difficult for them to destroy our habitat while we're at it?
Don't we have elders or something that make these decisions?
Oh, well, I'm an elder.
You are not. You are all expected before, again, your mission very specifically said you were to not engage with the long legs.
Well, we're not going to be engaging with the long legs, just with their equipment.
Which also means taking that sort of action. You can choose to do it.
I'm an elder.
In violation of your mission directive.
Pum, this is not a covert ops mission. We have to get this intelligence home.
I think
That's
that we've
true.
shown we're not good at covert ops.
Our mission was failed when we were captured by the long legs, imprisoned in their torture devices, and forced to power their electricity. I mean, we have to We have to stop their crimes before they destroy our habitat. We have to destroy their machines with our teeth and with our knives and
So you
with
have
our
knives. All right.
Well,
So
I do have a sword, but I really we can
We
see
can
where
cut
we're
so
supposed
many
to
wires
go.
with that sword. We're supposed to go to the rendezvous point anyway. We might as well see if they have any equipment. It is a Saturday. It's unlikely that they'll be using the equipment. You can always just break in there and destroy their
that is a bridge we can cross when we get to the rendezvous point. Now,
In
you
the
guys need to
meantime,
decide
let's go to
if you
Bertucci's
want to take the longer back alley route, or if you want to take the more direct but potentially more hazardous Main Street route directly to your rendezvous.
dumpster.
Well, with the main street being rather nice, are there, say, shrubs every so often between the different establishments we might go from? Just jumping from one to the next.
Yeah, occasionally most of these storefronts will have some sort of shrub or bush in front of them. There occasionally are small trees, some of those really nice trash barrels, the ones that have like the slats on the side that come up and do that, so they look real fancy, and you also can't knock them over.
Okay, so we could potentially still make the straight shot, but we're taking advantage of a lot of cover rather than just running straight down the asphalt road,
Yeah. You could also, the option exists to, there are storm drains. The option exists to jump in a storm drain. And it's reasonable to assume that it follows Main Street for quite some time.
Do we have any intel on, like, I assume if it's a nicer bougie area, their rat population is probably lower, but do we have any intel on like local fauna?
So wherever you have human beings and things like that, you're going to have rats. You are very unlikely to encounter them on the surface, especially during the daytime. The storm drain, probably a bit catchier there. Other than that, you're looking at, pretty standard urban threats. You guys would be familiar with the kind of animals in the area, so you know that there are probably stray cats, insects, hawk are fairly adept at surviving in urban environments.
I say we go the most hidden route.
Ooh, well,
But which route is that? The most hidden route would be the storm drain.
Yeah,
I say storm drain.
but what's down there? In fact, I'm not even gonna ask. Let's find out. Let's find out what's down there.
Storm drain?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Everybody jolt. Give me a jolt into the storm drain.
Jolt is joy.
Joy. Yep.
Oh, I got this. Oh, I got 4 dice. I only rolled 9.
9. Have you still made it? Yeah, 7 is our standard target.
I got a 10, including another 6.
Nice.
Lucky.
I got a 7.
7. You made it. Kitty, you're the only one.
Yeah, because the toddler stole my original set of dice, so I have to still use the dice. And I got a 6.
You got a 6. All right. So everyone is able to, from the shrubs that you were hiding in down into the storm drain. You look around and realize that Gumdrop is not down there with you.
What?
As you were all dashing into the storm drain, Gumdrop, you just happened to meet the boot of a pedestrian and get kicked off under a trash barrel. You're a little bit dazed. You taking 2 wound tokens.
Wait,
And
where's Gumdrop? Where?
you hit your arm, or you hit your leg rather. So this is going to be another binding wound. So you are, I believe, going to take a -1 to dash. Let me check my wounds list again here.
Where'd Gumdrop go?
Yeah, all evade and jolt rolls suffer a -3 penalty.
Whoa.
Oof. Gotta get you some healing, my dear. Let's get you back. Let's see if we
Gumdrop.
can find Gumdrop.
Gumdrop is swearing up a storm.
So Gumdrop, are you guys going to immediately pop back up? Or are you going to wait down there and wait for Gumdrop?
Can we pop back up? I mean, is it sort of a climb now, or?
Oh yeah, it would be a bit of a climb.
That's a tough one.
The jump down isn't bad because, I mean, you're relatively small, so you can, terminal velocity doesn't kick in for quite a bit for you guys. So the initial jump was fine, but getting back up, especially slippery, wet walls, be a little bit difficult.
Gumdrop will try to crawl to the thing. Wait, I also have I have a hex for this.
Oh,
There you go.
that seems to be your kind of motto. There's a hex for this.
There is. I'm trying to see which this is. Let's see, hexes. A healing hex for love. Oh, I'm not great at that. But wounds knit themselves back together, even though no one is around.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. There's Edward.
So yeah, it doesn't say like how much, or I guess I would just roll the love. Yeah.
And actually, so it looks like if you use weep, you can get a bonus to your cure roll. I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if you can weep for yourself, actually. Can be used to add hits to cure if the target uses weep. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could weep and it would you can try weeping with grief.
Can I start weeping in solidarity? Is that a thing?
Sure, let's do that. Let's make
Weep.
Like, where's Gumdrop?
who has the most dice in
worried.
grief?
Only I only got 1.
Yeah, I got 2.
Sarah, how many dice do you have in grief?
I have 2.
What about you, JT?
Just one.
Just
Oh boy.
one?
We're
All right,
not
so
fair.
Sarah,
I have no
weep,
regrets.
weep for Kitty so that her magic is more powerful.
All right, let's see. I got an 8.
An 8. All right, Kitty, go ahead and roll love.
Okay, so I add 1.
Yep.
For
No, just
every-
no. So you're gonna roll love,
Okay.
and it gets a bonus hit to the cure. So right now you have 2 wound tokens. The cure will remove one of them, but since she's weeping, if you succeed, it'll remove both.
All right,
Weep for her, but it would dishonor her memory. She died in the line of duty if she dies.
There you go.
I'm not real big on love either. So let's see. Oh, sugar. 6.
6. You don't have any mood tokens to spend?
She went all anger.
There's this.
She's very angry about not making her dice rolls.
Because oh wait, that's a 6, right? If you have a 6 at one point, I had
Yeah.
1 6.
All right,
Yeah.
you can spend that to add an extra die,
Oh goodness. Okay, let's see.
because I assume you didn't put that was not a mood token in love. So
All right, so I got 2, so 8 then.
there's a hex.
I can't read it, Sarah.
There's a
There's
hex
a hex
for this.
for
Oh,
that.
there's a hex for that.
Yes, so you are able to mend your own leg. You're no longer suffering the effects of the.
Wait, once she gets down there, if she can get to us, I can help heal her too.
Well, because she heard your weeping as it echoed up from the storm drain, her magic was her magic was imbued with extra power, and she was able to heal her entire wound.
Oh, good.
Cares so much for you that she couldn't bear to leave you alone in this world.
That's right.
Without her guidance.
The main question is was Pom Pom also crying?
Oh.
Pom Pom's a chinchilla. They don't cry. They don't even take baths. They can't.
Pom Pom is very upset because it's wet.
Is it wet? Like how wet is it?
We're in a
Chinchillas
storm drain.
didn't get
You're
wet.
not in a
Storm drain.
You're not in a puddle or anything. It's a very
Okay.
nice day. It's damp in there, but it is not actively wet. Pom Pom is fine. Chinchilla can't get wet.
This storm drain was a bad idea. Whose idea was this?
Gumdrop, you are able to dash back. Well, actually, make another jolt roll to see if you can successfully navigate the pedestrians.
I lost my lucky dice. I don't know what she did with them, so I'm rolling these cursed ones again. All right, here we go.
Toddler.
Oh, good. Okay. 10.
10. All right. Yes, you make it. As Pum Pum is weeping, you manage to climb down into the storm drain using your spider silk cloak.
I just missed you so much.
I'm gonna just like, all right, that's enough crying, but I will.
You're
Pom-pom.
All right. Are you guys going to? How are you going to move through the storm drain?
Well, there's no reason to hide, right? Like it's
Not that you know of.
yeah. So let's just go.
Oh, I don't know what's down here. I got my sword and shield.
I got my cheek knife.
Here.
Your cheek knife.
I'm behind Ranzaki.
Yeah. So you guys are going through the storm drain. As you are walking through the storm drain, there are things kind of you can hear chittering and kind of moving out of your way. It's very dark down here. You go from sections that are illuminated from the light above for a grate. It illuminates it for a little while.
I've got something in my cheek for that.
There's a stretch of real darkness in where the light from one grate kind of ends before the light from the next grate picks up. So you have
I have some glow in the dark gravel from the aquarium section.
Oh, you do.
Oh, yes,
That's
he
right.
does.
It had an actual use.
Oh, you blep it out.
And while I'm at it, I'm gonna like remove the fish from my cheek as well, because I might use that as like an offering for any kind of rats nearby.
There. So you take the glow in the dark gravel out of your cheek pouch. However, since you discovered it underneath the fish tank where there is no light to charge it, you put it inside your cheek where there is no light to charge it, taking it out in the dark, it's a very faint glow, enough for you to see it, but not enough for it to illuminate anything around it.
Fair enough.
Next time we get into a little sunspot from the grate
From the
of the
grate.
next one, I'll just try and charge it up a little bit. But
That's fair.
I'm
It
also
won't take this
gonna
small
get
of
rid of that that like penalty on my joy by removing the rotten fish from my cheek. So
Fair
and also
enough.
I'm gonna use it as bait in case there's any critters nearby.
Use it. Are you trying to catch a critter?
No, if a critter like comes up and like gets nearby, I'm gonna be like, hey buddy, you want a little dead fish? Oh, go get it. And then I'll like make it leave.
It's unappetizing bait.
So
Well, that's what they say about me when I go on a date. But
you're walking through the storm. You go from light to shadow to darkness to shadow to light. As you're in these dark portions, you can like I said, you can hear things kind of chittering out of your way, insects, cockroaches, that sort of thing. Nothing that's really a threat. As you go into the, let's say your third iteration of shadow to darkness, Pom Pom stops and won't go forward anymore.
There's a buddy. Oh,
They are not. They are a little bit skittish to continue moving.
I think that we should scout out and see what's ahead and see if we can. I'm going to try and go into the nearest sunspot and charge up my glow rock.
Well, yeah, we'll say that your glow rock, you've gone into several two other sunspots now, so your glow rock is charged. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it'll let you see shapes. You won't see any detail from its glow, but if you were to toss it,
I'm gonna be like, Ranzaki, you take this glow rock. I know it's slightly moist from my saliva, but it might be useful for you because you're the leader, and I trust you, and I want you to have my special rock because I care about you so much.
The leader,
Aw.
who made me the leader?
Well, you're the leader in the dark. You're walking first. I don't mean I'm the leader because I'm an elder. So
you are not an elder, Sarah.
I'm lying about being an elder, Dan.
And everyone knows it. I just want to make sure that nobody in the party is confused about your actual rank or status in society.
Here's the thing. I've got my sword and my shield. So
who is the leader, Dan? That is a good question. Who is in charge of this expedition?
That's really
It ain't me.
a role-playing question for you guys.
Not Pom Pom.
I was going to say the cook probably wouldn't be in charge of the intel gathering mission.
I would assume the adventure.
So I think it would be Ranzaki.
I think it would either be Ranzaki as the more gung-ho militant type, or Gumdrop as the more intellect academic.
Either way, I'm giving Ranzaki my gravel.
Gumdrop is just angry. She assumes Ranzaki is more in charge.
All right. I mean, leadership is not something that's chosen. It's something that you have thrust upon you. So Ranzaki,
in this form of this gravel,
of this Bandai.
Oh, all right. Well, the thing is, I've got a sword and a shield, so I can't carry the stone. But
hold it in your mouth like this.
Treble always has my back, which means not only can he carry the stone, I can never be backstabbed. So, Treble, we're going first.
All right. While you're walking, I'm gonna stick my paw out in front of you. I'm gonna stand right to your side. I'll stick it out so we can see a little bit.
Right. That works.
Yeah.
Because there's something Pom Pom doesn't like up here.
So as you start to move forward, again, this little glowing aquarium gravel doesn't give off a large amount of light, but it throws off enough for you to be able to make out faint shapes around you. And you also start to hear a hissing sound.
What's that?
I don't know. Can you make anything out?
Why don't you make a detect roll?
Ooh, I'm good with that. If I got 4 dice,
This
joy.
is going to be, but you're going to have to meet or beat a 12.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. I did it. I got a 6, a 5, a 3, and a 1. So
Nice.
yeah, so 11, 12, 15.
So you notice a shape on the ground, a long coiled shape, kind of blocking your way forward into the next sunlit area.
Ooh, and that alarms Ranzaki. He brings up his shield and he says, hey, I think we got a snake on our hands. This is code red. We got a snake on our hands."
Contact snake ahead.
So it does not appear that, from what you can see, Treble, the snake isn't moving.
Oh,
It is stationary. There is
Go snake
to
ahead.
retreat.
what?
There is always the option to retreat. I like to remind parties of that because no matter what system we're playing, it seems heroes always forget that you can retreat. Maybe-
Zaki, we should back up, but I don't know how we're gonna get out of here.
How much space is in the storm drain?
So where you guys are, so the storm drain, there's the grate, and you come down and there's a little shelf. It's probably about 2 bricks wide. And then that spills into a much larger and deeper like part of the sewer system. So there's actual like running water down that portion. So you've got about 2 bricks worth before you either come to a drop that will send you into sewage or wastewater, and on the other side is a rather sheer wall up to.
Well, I know he's the leader, but on the one hand, like I said, he's a leader. He's supposed to complete the mission, but on the other hand, he's a daredevil. And I have to imagine for Minchim, slaying a snake is like dragon slaying. And this is an incredible opportunity, an incredible temptation. Should I
It is,
roll?
Well, if you're
again.
gonna try and kill him, come back here so I can give you a snack first, because it'll give you an extra dice.
If you attack the snake unprovoked, if you kill the snake unprovoked, that is a severe sin against the ideal of charity.
Huh.
It will require, which is not the ideal that you hold most high. You guys, your house conservation is the highest ideal.
Mhm.
Would still need to make amends for the unprovoked killing of a being.
So I have my Luna Moth. I can send it forward and see if the snake does anything. I honestly don't know if these familiars are like creatures of some sort or if they can die or what, but
You could give the Luna Moth the glowing pebble,
Oh, that's an idea.
Ooh.
flying lantern.
Yeah.
that is clever. Let's do that and send it forward. Hugging.
Yeah, you send the Luna Moth forward, and the snake's head shifts a little, but doesn't really follow the Luna Moth. It's not really smelling anything interesting from that. So its tongue flicks a few times in the Luna Moth's direction, but then kind of goes back to flicking out towards the party.
Ranzaki decides this is too dangerous, and I have to show the charity of sparing it my wrath. So we better go back to the last storm drain and maybe go up. See if we can find another way.
What is this? Is this me
that's-
holding the stone forward so that me down the tunnel?
Why does Ranzaki have a backwards baseball cap and overalls? That's a very specific choice.
Because he's a rebel.
I like that he's
Yeah.
circa 1993.
The magic stone. Lead
so
us,
you guys-
Ranzaki. Lead us.
I want you guys to all make a fear roll
Oh no.
to kind of slowly back away from the snake.
Okay, so now I have a question for you. I have
Okay.
4 tokens in joy, but you're saying I can lose one of those to add another die?
Yes.
Because I only have 2 dice in fear, so I'm going to do that, so I can get 3 dice in fear.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I got 7.
Nice.
I rolled a 9.
I can never succeed on a straight fear roll. I realize how I've screwed myself. So yeah, I'm
Do you
not
not, and you don't have any mood tokens to spend?
not anymore.
No. Okay.
And I
Wait,
got
can
it.
I make us all? Can I give everybody a snack?
Nope. You waited too long.
That's fair.
I rolled a 9 because I had the 3rd die. Otherwise, I would have failed probably.
All right. So everyone starts to back slowly. Gumdrop goes to move back.
It's Gumdrop. Always
And
left
slips.
behind. Oh no.
Gumdrop slips, and the sudden movement provokes the snake, which darts forward to bite at her.
Is there a hex for that?
Is there a hex for that?
Honestly, I've just been using the hexes as though they don't renew. Doodle. So I don't know if I can use hexes again. The only one I haven't used yet is one to cause something to weep.
Oh well, I will use my reflexive action to intercept that attack if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see a reason why you.
I also have, what is technical wound effects versus other wound effects?
Why? What is your weird
My
hex?
my accessory is a Barabara totem, which will dispel all may dispel all technical wound effects.
So if you get 7 wound tokens, you pass out. You're essentially done for the adventure. The technical wound effects are things like, an impaling wound, the binding wound. So you can use that to ignore the effects of a binding wound. So you won't take the penalty to jolt anymore, but you still have those 2 wound tokens.
I will heal you.
That's my understanding of it. I want to check something real quick as the snake bites at Renzaki. Because I want to bear with me 1 second, guys.
Sure. I gotta get a soda. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I just can't figure out just between 1 and 4 wound tokens. All right, I'm just depending on my attack roll, I will assign wound tokens. I'm sure there's probably a more official mechanic for figuring out how many wound tokens you assign. I just can't seem to find it in here. I'm sure that I'm not doing this the correct way, but I also don't want to take up too much time. So let's see. How angry is my snake? Give him a.
How hungry is he?
Wait, can I throw the fish at him? I've had it ready and waiting this whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an attack.
Make a yeet roll.
Well,
Sorry. What am I rolling?
Attack. So anger.
Okay, I don't have any of that. I only have one in anger. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna use 2 of my tokens. Can I use more than 1 mood token?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You have them.
Oh, I got 2 6s and a 5.
All right. Yes, you are able to.
Can I yeet the dead fish into its mouth and confuse it?
I don't know that your accuracy is quite that good. It will,
I got 2 6s
however,
and a 5.
It will, however, make sure that the snake is not going to attempt to eat Renzaki. It now has another option there. It's still going to bite it, but it will likely strike and retreat rather than attempt to strike and swallow him. And so, Renzaki, you are going to take 1 wound token, because the snake did not roll very well at all. But these are impaling wounds. So any cure or weep roll is going to take a -3 penalty to heal them. So essentially the snake's fang is going to go through your shoulder. But again, it bites and then immediately retreats and strikes at the dead fish, which it then starts to consume. So you're at are you at 3 or 4 wound tokens now, Renzaki?
You might be on mute.
Oh, yep, you're on mute again.
All right, can I try to heal him?
Hold on.
I want to give him some band-aids.
There you go.
I was just going to ask, what was the damage from that?
You got 1 wound token from that.
As far as I know, that's 2, because I took 1 earlier from the hamster, and that's all I can recall.
I thought there was a third. I thought there had been a 3rd one. I could be very wrong about that. So, yeah, if you only have 2 that you had kept track of, I'm inclined to trust your record keeping over mine. So, so Ranzaki's doing all right. The like I said, heal roll. If you start to take more damage, heal rolls are going to be a little bit more difficult because you have that impaling wound. But that's okay. You guys are able to retreat from the snake. The snake is feasting on dead fish instead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna weep, and I'm gonna because I have that's my biggest no, my biggest skill is love. So I'm gonna use love to heal.
Actually, Renzaki, if you use weep, so if you use weep and succeed, you can actually shrug off a single hit wound.
Oh, wow.
At least that's what it looks like it says here on the character sheet. So,
But the question is, would he weep in front of his team? I don't think he would.
all right. So the target is not weeping, Sarah, so you cannot get that bonus to your cure roll.
Okay, I'm also gonna give him a little snack to help my because this tea mends wounds. So it's a peppermint brew. It's a tea. So I'm gonna actually have to cook it. So I'm gonna go get some nice sewer water from the sewer.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get some of the peppermint leaves that I've been keeping in my cheeks this whole time. I'm gonna brew up a little pot.
Hold on. With what? How are you going to brew with no heat source?
Is this tea for me? Because if so, I think she's a double agent.
Well, it's like a potion. It's like a potion.
I would if it says that you need to cook it or brew it.
I have to set aside any number of D6 for my chosen emotion. I prepare a booth with food, which others may use, including relevant talents. Allies spend an action to get one serving. Add the cooked dice to the relevant roll. May create healing brews that heal the imbiber without love's benefit, but I have 4 in love.
Okay, so it doesn't say that you need to cook.
No, that's my skill. It's like otherwise it's kind of like Kitty's hexes. I'm giving you, I've already prepared these. They're just in my cheeks. They're little bottles. How about that?
You have so much in your cheeks.
I do. It goes all the way down to my waist. Okay.
I can't tell if I'm happy or sad that I allowed the cheap flavor for your character.
I know it is a homebrew thing.
I'm conflicted about it, but
to clarify, we decided that back in the lineage there is some hamster in me, which is why I'm so dumb and why I have some big cheek pouches.
Cheeks of holding.
Why I was so attracted to those female
bag
hamsters.
of holding.
Yeah.
Cheeks of holding and for this are our hashtags for this stream so far. So when you at Mastermind Adventures, be sure to use hashtag cheeks of holding or hashtag exact for this.
All right. 1 second. I have to finish this little comic.
No, make your love roll.
I can't see it that well.
We will have to have Sarah scan these. We can post them on the Mastermind Twitter feed or something like that, so everyone
I can make you
can follow along and with our adventures with Sarah's lovely illustrations.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
If that was made with sewer water, Pom Pom, I am not drinking that.
I got no. It's okay. It's my cheeks.
She said that she had pre-prepared it, so it was not made with sewer water.
I'm also not drinking that.
If you're too tough to drink it, then you're just gonna have I'm just gonna have to help you. Here's a little airplane. Oh. The little train's coming into the station. Open up.
He's just giving you a flat look.
JT, I will remind you that there is PvP in this game.
Oh,
Spells it out in the rules and everything.
I noted, but
well, no, I can heal you, or you can just stay wounded. That's fine. But I did roll a 21 to heal you. So
wow.
All right, so even with the -3, you can get rid of one of those wound tokens. You are still taking the penalty from the piercing, but that's...
I will reluctantly accept the drink for the sake of getting my team home alive, and that alone.
There you go.
What a team player. All right, so you guys are back underneath the previous grate. You've made... like I said, you've made quite a bit of progress going forward already, but now you are underneath the most recent grate you passed under. Are you guys just gonna spider silk and rubber band up to the top again?
Yeah, I guess so.
We could, but what about Pom Pom? Yeah.
So Pom Pom should be able to climb. It is not a sheer like man-made surface. Well, it is man-made, but it's pitted and rocky,
like cinder block.
Yeah, exactly. So there's enough space. It's not going to be easy, but Pom Pom can climb out without too much difficulty. So you climb out and you pop up right in front of a lovely little ornamental tree, another trash barrel beside it, and directly across from, let's see, trying to envision this main street in my head and place you're gonna pop up in front of the generic Italian food restaurant.
Oh.
So as you kind of come out of the sewer, Pum Pum is overwhelmed with delicious smells. It is very distracting.
You guys, can I just check out the dumpster real quick? Please?
Isn't the dumpster around back?
Yeah. Well, there's such nice smells, and there might be breadsticks in there.
Yeah, but we have to get back.
But we skipped the whole dog food, but no, it's fine. It's fine.
Can we look around real quick in front of the restaurant? Is there anything on the ground that we can shut up?
So there is outdoor seating here. There's a little kind of fenced off area with some tables that some people are sitting at, enjoying the nice weather. So there are crumbs and bits that have fallen on the ground. However, attempting to retrieve any of them puts the chances of you being seen and noticed really high, and you will not be treated well in a dining establishment.
I think if we've established anything about Pum Pum's character, it's that he's quite cowardly. So I think we're gonna skip the breadsticks, with a sad look. But and we're gonna head towards, if we can head towards the junkyard the construction site.
Yeah. So and what we're gonna do, we're approaching our 3-hour mark. So I did have a plan for you guys to have to navigate an interaction with some alley cats, but that could take a while.
Right.
So in the interest of making sure that we don't end up with like a 4.5-hour stream, we will go ahead and say that at this point, you guys are close enough to your rendezvous point that you're able to make it there without much more incident, so that you can pass along your intelligence to your higher ups, of which Pum Pum is not one. And
Can Pum Pum try to sabotage some bulldozers before we go? Just a little bite on the
you attempt to go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
All right, I'm going to use all my remaining tokens, which is 3.
Whoa.
Okay.
I've been rolling 6s. Does anybody want to help me?
I'm busy delivering intelligence.
Yeah, nobody else is on board with your solo saboteur mission.
I mean,
Okay.
because Pun Pun weeped for me, I'll let Pun Pun use my spider silk. No, can't. Too chubby.
For the chinchilla.
Wait, I thought that's what Pum Pum couldn't wear it either, and that's why we had to use the rubber band.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Sarah just decided that Pump was too fat for this.
For the spider silk.
It's nothing to do with the rules for the gear.
So I'll give her my spear. I don't know.
Okay, I got a 15.
A 15. Yeah, so you are able to sabotage one of the bulldozers. You do, however, take a burning wound as you bite into an electrical wire and get jolted.
Ooh, luckily I have some healing potion left over. I can heal myself because I'm a cook.
You're able to sabotage. Pom Pom is actually quite happy, being not a beast of burden, but a mount. So Pom Pom is integrated fairly quickly into kind of the forward operating unit that you guys are a part of. They have proven themselves very valuable as far as their ability to move quickly. So yeah, you guys are able to complete your mission.
Yeah.
I think that's a good stopping off point. And who knows, if we all decide to get together and play another session, there can be more sabotage and chinchilla riding at a future date. So for those of you watching, this has been a Mastermind Adventures playthrough of Michtin Furry Adventures. Thanks again to Zeph, the developer, for hooking us up with the game. Check out their information in the description at the bottom of the screen. There's a link there as well, so you can get yourself a copy of the game if you're interested. Like I said, we barely scratched the surface of the stuff that's possible here. There are strange mechanized mice with cybernetic implants and frost paw mages that can freeze things. There's a lot built into this game. So have your own magical hamster adventure. Was that JT?
I was just going to say, it is, I was just reading through the rules, it's very simple, but it's also really detailed. You can really dig pretty deep into this one. I like it.
Yeah,
Pick up.
Yeah, it's not super difficult to pick up, but yeah, there's the possibilities for what you can do with this are really, really vast. There's a lot of lore in the player's handbook. It's worth a read for that alone. They put a lot of world building into it as far as the different houses, their ideals, kind of the Michtin capital and their biology. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. So
and I thought to make a character was pretty easy. Like in 5 minutes, you can make a character. Now to choose to learn all about the other stuff and create a background story and some of the other houses and stuff like that could take a little bit longer. But really, you can get into this game super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the homebrew cheeks thing. I just thought it was a good bit.
No, it wasn't. I would not think that the publishers would be mad at that at all.
We did a little
So, and if they
homebrew,
are,
that's
we're
all.
very sorry. But again, we thought it was a good bit. I enjoyed the cheese. Yeah. So and thank you guys for playing. Once again, we've got a Game Master Dave. You can check him out. Find more information about him at gamemastergames.com. 40 years of experience with tabletop role-playing games and board games. If you're doing a convention anywhere in the New York City area, you're not going to go wrong by reaching out to him.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks.
We've got JT from Legacy Arc Games is the YouTube channel. So check that out. JT, thank you so much for playing with us again.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It was a surprise but pleasant. And the channel is focused on showing accessible gaming for disabled and chronically ill gamers. So that includes virtual tabletop. So if you'd like to see lots of GMs, check it out.
And JT, I believe you're going to be taking part in a mastermind roundtable discussion.
Actually, I am. Yeah, about disabled gaming. Actually, as it happens.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's going to be the next mastermind roundtable discussion on disability mechanics in role-playing games. I believe that's going to be on the 31st. So check that out as well. In addition to JT, I know our hosts, Greg and Arthur, have been reaching out to a number of other guests to try and get as full a picture of accessibility in gaming as we possibly can. So that should be a really great discussion. Thank you to Kitty and Sarah, our other fellow masterminders. Sarah is a whiz at mouse guard. So if you are interested in setting up a mouse guard game, reach out to Mastermind and ask about playing with Sarah. She also developed an amazingly cool educational role-playing game set in Pompeii during the eruption of Vesuvius. We play tested that a couple of months ago. It was so much fun. So if you're looking for an educational game for a history class or a library, reach out to Mastermind, ask about Sarah's Pompeii game. It's wicked cool. I had so much fun playing. And awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. That's all we've got for you guys this evening. Dave, JT, I really hope that we can get you guys back and play some more games with you on future streams. I had a blast. Thank you again to the developers of Michtin. It was a lot. The fact that the character sheet is this short.
Yeah.
for the amount of variation you can put into this game is really impressive. So definitely check it out. That's all for us tonight, you guys. Stay safe and reach out to Mastermind Adventures. If you want to set up a game of your own with any of our pro GMs, we run all kinds of games for all different age levels, experience types, and whatever type of game you're looking for, we can probably help you run it. Whether you've played a million times or it's your very first time and you've always wanted to try, reach out to us at Mastermind Adventures. Have a good night, you guys.
Great. Thank you.